percent or 64%, 18 of 28. Elena Thornton's 4 for 4. Abby Marshall 1 for 1. Andalyn Weatherly's at 75%. Belle Warren's at 69, and Sophie Richardson is at 50. Lady Vikings are averaging 29 rebounds, 16 turnovers to 12 assists, 10 steals, and they averaging 29 rebounds, 16 turnovers to 12 assists, 10 steals, and they do not have a block. They're 0-1 here at home, 0-1 on the road. They're giving up 61 and scoring 49. All right, we got about 3:10 to go before we start this one. But remember what I was talking about. I'll be talking about it all night. The schools have given the school have been able to get these new cameras that we have, and it's not only going to be done for the basketball games, but they can also be used for volleyball games and any type of school activity in the gym other than just basketball. So that's really cool. They're mounted up right above us, a little bit higher than normal, as you see on your video screen. And Gus, if you move it over a little bit, of course he's in training too. He's only gotten to do it yesterday and today. Whole different new camera, whole different remote system. As you see, it's not going in and out. It's not barely stopping and all that good stuff. It is a smooth pan, and that's what we have been striving for a while, and luckily we have found it. Now, unfortunately, we can't take the same cameras to the road games, unfortunately, because these are mounted up above us here at the high school. But at least our home games will look great and sound great, hopefully, and hopefully that will add on to the more experience for people that cannot make it out to the games, or anybody that wants to come back and watch. But we got a minute 44 before we start have the national anthem and the starting five. We'll take our break, and when we come back, we'll have the national anthem right after this. As you've been watching the NYX pregame show, Lady Vikings, Lady Eagles of Summertown coming up right after this on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
And welcome back, everybody, as we're about to get set here between the Lady Vikings and Lady Eagles of Summertown. First, let's meet the Lady Eagles coming in 1 and 2 on the season. We've got, looks like number 2, Tess Long, sophomore, number 2, Tess Long. They are a very young team for the most part. We got number 3, senior Ella Busby. Number 13, I believe, Ellie Lou Mason Jr. Number 20 is senior Gabby Long, and number 23, I believe. No, I cannot see her number yet. We'll see in just a second. Well, it is 23, and that's freshman Zoe Bonner. So we got number 2, sophomore Tess Long, senior number 3, Ella Busby, junior number 13, Ellie Lou Mason, number 20, senior Gabby Long, and freshman number 23, Zoe Bonner. Lady Eagles are in all blue uniforms, white numbers and lettering, black outline, Lady written across the chest, and Eagles underneath the number. And here's Josh, the voice of the Lady Vikings, Josh Warren, down on the mic for the starters for the Lady Vikings.
And now starting out for the 14, the Lady Vikings. At forward, a sophomore, number 4, Bell Warren. At guard, a senior, number 14, Elena Fortman. At guard, a junior, number 20, Aiden Weatherly. At center, a junior, number 30, Abby Marshall. And at forward, a freshman, number 1, Sophie Richardson.
Freshman number 1, Sophie Richardson. Sophomore number 4, Belle Warren. Senior number 14, Elena Thornton. Junior number 20, Andalyn Weatherly. And junior number 30, Abby Marshall. Lady Vikings are in all white uniforms, gold numbers and lettering with black outline, Lady written across the chest, and Vikings underneath the number. Lady Vikings, as you see, will be going from left to right, and the Lady Eagles right to left here in this first half. Not a lot of people here tonight due to the fact that it's cold and chance of some winter weather. Hopefully that won't happen. And but there's also a middle school game going up just up on the hill, and the tip is won by the Lady Vikings. And we're underway. Ball's thrown over to Warren. Warren for 3. Bang! And the Lady Vikings get the early lead, 3-0. Ball swung over. 3 on the way. Bonner, good. Zoe Bonner ties it up 3 apiece. Elena Thornton with it. She's got Busby on her. Tied up 3-3. Hands off to Warren. Warren pumps. She's going to drive left all the way up with the right hand. No good. Rebound. And it was off Sophie Richardson and pulled away by the Lady Eagles, number 2, Long. Off to Bonner. Bonner thought about it. Gives it back up to Long. Long guarded by Elena. Now she's going to drive left. Stops. Nowhere to go. Finds a girl over on the side. That is Mason, and 3 seconds in the lane on the Lady Eagles. And then they go back to the Lady Vikings. Good defense there by Perry County. 7:07 to go here in the first quarter. It is 3-3 here in Linden. Abby Marshall getting ready to throw it in. Gets it into the lane of Thornton. Thornton going to bring it down with her right hand. Across the timeline. She'll slow it up. Looking for Marshall. Gives it to her. Marshall driving middle. Kicks it out. Warren for 3 on the side again. No good. Rebound by Sophie Richardson. Sophie back up for 2 and gets it blocked, and it'll stay here. Good rebound there by Richardson. As Busby just got her fingertip on it when she went up or blocked it. Elena into Abby Marshall. Marshall over to Weatherly. Weatherly. Elena, 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded by number 23, Bonner. Bonner bringing it down for the Lady Eagles now. Across the timeline, throws it downfield, or down the floor. Up for 2 is number 20. That is Long. Rebounded by Andelin Weatherly. Weatherly gives it up to Richardson. Richardson got to get it across. And Elena just does. Richardson with it. Thornton. Off to Warren. Warren driving up with the right hand. Good. And Warren with all 5 points. It's 5-3, and Coach Jean wants a timeout. Good job by the Lady Vikings coming out here strong as they lead 5-3. 6:12 to go here in the first quarter. Whole lot better ball movement than they did over in Lewis County a week ago today. But 4-quarter game, we understand, but a great stepping stone right here. They are very intense on the defensive end. They're going after the ball. We were here yesterday getting this new setup ready and watching the practice, and Coach Jake emphasized we got to go after loose balls. We've got to be able to go after the rebound. We got to box out. And so far tonight, it's looking so far so good. And great job by them here in this early going. Ball off a foot. Ball's on the floor. Who are we going to call it? They're going to say off of Richardson. It went off of Busby's foot, and then Richardson tried to dive at it. When she did, they both kind of collided, and it went off of Richardson's hand. Ball's in the Tessa Long. Ball thrown away. Tessa tried to give it off to number 13, Mason, and we're going to have a little bit of a press here for the Lady Eagles. Sophie looking to throw it in and throws it. Bell stopped. Sophie was trying to throw it back to her, but unfortunately threw it behind her. 5:59 to go in the first quarter. 5-3 Lady Vikings. Busby with it. Driving middle. Stop. Pull up. It's short. Rebounded by Richardson. Richardson off of her foot and in a stay here with the Lady Eagles. Coach Jake trying to tell her to calm down. Number 20, that is Gabby Long. I'll call her Gabby and the other one Tessa when they're in there together. 3 on the way, in and out. Rebound by, Richardson had it for a second but never got a grasp of it. Ball back up top to Busby. Busby going to go to her right. She stopped, pull up 3, in and out. Marshall trying to go after it, and somehow the Lady Eagles keep a hold of it. No good. Rebound Busby again, no good. Busby again with it. Ball's on the floor, and we're finally going to get a jump. And then to stay here, Coach Jake trying to tell them that's 2 offensive boards in a row. Ball's thrown in to Tessa Long, but it was tipped out of bounds by Elena Thornton. Good job there by Elena, the senior. Looking around, throws it in to Mason, hands it off over to Long. Tessa Long in the high post to the other Long, up for 2 in the paint is good by Ella Mason. Warren driving, still driving all the way, and we're going to have a foul on Bonner. That's Zoe Bonner's first team foul, number 1 of the quarter, with 5:02 to go here in the first. We're tied up at 5. First shot of 2 on the way for Warren is good. She's got all 6 points, 6-5 Lady Vikings, as Bonner comes out. Number 4, Emerson Franks, the sophomore, will come in. Warren takes 3, 4, 5 dribbles, eyes it, pops it, got it. 7-5 Lady Vikings. Warren with all 7 points here so far. In the front court's Busby. She'll swing it over to Tessa Long. Tessa swings it over to number 20, Gabby Long. Gabby to Tessa. Excuse me. Over to Franks. Franks hands it back off to Busby. Busby pulls out. Going to go over a back cut by Long. Long up for 2, and she's fouled by Abby Marshall. And that'll be Abby's first, team's first, and Gabby Long to the line to shoot 2. First shot on the way by Gabby Long is good. Gets her first point. Makes it 7-6 Lady Vikings here with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. on a cold night here in Linden. Second one's good as well, and we're tied up at 7. Number 55, Lena Brown, a sophomore, will come in. Sophie Richardson looking to throw it in to Thornton. Thornton trying to drive. Finally does on Busby. Gets it across. Slows up. Going to get trapped. Gets out of it. Over to Warren. Warren thought about driving. Pulls it out. Off to Elena, and they'll set up an offense. Thornton driving right. Slows up. Almost lost the ball. Trying to give it up. Gives it up to Richardson. Richardson throws it away. Tried to throw it up to Bell, but Bell wasn't there yet. And then Bell gets it right back. Warren driving all the way. Gets it blocked, and it'll stay here. And also, the reason why we don't have a whole bunch of a crowd right now is because the election's going on until 7 o'clock. So if you can get out there and vote, go vote. Thornton going to pull up jumper. It's short. Gets her own rebound back up and good. And it's 9-7, Lady Vikings. 3:55 to go here in the first quarter. Busby going to drive middle. Stops off to Ellie Lou Mason. And it was off the side and back to the Lady Vikings. .346 to go in the first. 9-7, Lady Vikings here against the Summertown Lady Eagles. Ball's thrown into Weatherly. I don't know how she wasn't out of bounds. Off to Richardson. Richardson trying to get it across. Off. She still has a dribble. Gives it off to Marshall. Marshall over. Throws it away. Bringing it down, Busby. Busby driving. Good hustle there by Thornton. And she'll tip it out of bounds. You know, we got new cameras. This is Gus's first time doing it. So if we're not just 100% on track, don't crucify us. This is the first game we've had this new system. And there's a foul there on Andalyn Weatherly. Let's see if that's going to be her first. Team second of the quarter with 3:21 to go. Lady Vikings still leading 9-7 here against the Lady Eagles of Summertown. Ball's thrown in. Mason up for 2 in the paint. No good. Rebounded by number 55, Brown. Brown tries to throw it over to Busby, but good hustle there by Thornton to knock it out of bounds. That may have something on it or not. It looked like it did. Gabby Long looking to throw it in, looking for Busby. Nothing there. Off to Mason. Mason back off to Long. Long over to Franks. Franks driving middle, up for 2 in the paint. Good. Franks ties it up at 9. Weatherly bringing it down, crosses the timeline. She's still driving. Off her foot, but we're going to have a foul right as the ball was about to go out of bounds. And it'll stay here with the Lady Vikings as Franks gets her first foul, team second. As both teams with 2 fouls apiece. Thornton still looking to throw. Gets it into Warren. Warren going to bring it back up off to Richardson. Richardson throws it right in the middle of a bunch of girls and goes off of Elena's thigh, and it'll go out of bounds. Lizzie Garland will come in. Easy Garland, I apologize. Sophomore, number 33. She got Mason. 2:42 to go in the first. We're tied up 9-9 here in Linden between the Summertown Lady Eagles and your Lady Vikings. Brown with it. Pulls it back up top to Gabby Long. Gabby guarded by Warren, driving left. Stops, back out Brown. Brown for 3 on the side, in and out. Rebound, Sophie Richardson. Sophie lost the ball, and it was just out of bounds. Good hustle there by Busby. And it'll stay here with the Lady Vikings on the side. Sophie looking. And Coach Jake's got to call timeout. And it's just a 30-second. He's just trying to get them to, trying to get the girls to move, but unfortunately, they weren't in the formation that they were supposed to be in, and unfortunately that's what happened. They weren't able to get anybody open at the right time. So Coach Jake got to call timeout, just kind of get one of the timeouts off the board. just a 30. 2:24 to go here in the first quarter. We're tied up all at 9. Richardson looking to throw it in. Throws it in the bell. Warren driving right, slows up. Now she's going to drive again. Gives it up off to Richardson. Richardson driving middle now. Lost the dribble off to Warren. Warren driving. Splits a double team, and we got a foul. Let's see who they called it on for the Lady Eagles. 20. Called it on Gabby Long, her first. Team's third. And we got some perspiration on the floor as Coach Jeremy Jean going to wipe it up. Abby Marshall to throw it in here underneath the Lady Vikings' own basket, looking for Thornton, nothing there. Going to lob it into Richardson. Richardson off to Thornton for 3, no good. Rebounded by number 33, that is Garland. Busby with it. Busby looking to drive all the way. Gets it blocked by Abby Marshall and it'll stay here with the Lady Vikings. May have gotten away with a foul, but they're letting them go here in the early going. Minute 57 to go here in the first. We're tied up still at 9. Ball's thrown into Garland off to Busby. Swings it over to Long. Long going to drive left. Keeps driving. Kicks it out. 3 on the wing by Busby. In and out. Rebound Brown. And a foul. And if that's Abby Marshall, that's her second. Let's see who they call it on. Called it on Belle Warren. Her first. Team's third. And Brown looking to try to give the Lady Eagles their first lead here tonight. Her first shot doesn't go in, goes off to the left, or excuse me, to the right. Number 23, Bonner will come back in. She will get Busby a breather with 1:44 to go in the first quarter. Second shot on the way here by Brown is good. And Lena Brown gets the Lady Eagles up for the first time, 10-9. Here over your Lady Vikings. Ball's thrown into Warren. Warren bringing it down across the timeline. She's still driving. Lost the ball. And we're going to have a foul. Let's see who they called it on. Called it on Gabby Long again. That's her second. Team's fourth. Minute 39 to go here in the first quarter. It's 10-9 Lady Eagles of Summertown. Elena gets it in to Warren. Back to Elena. Over to Richardson. Richardson back over to Weatherly. Weatherly trying to drive Ken off to Marshall. Marshall one dribble. Pull up 3. No good. And it goes out of bounds back to the Lady Eagles as Tessa Long will come in. She will get Garland. I'm sorry, Tess. I've been calling her Tessa. It's Tess Long. I apologize. Minute 23 and counting. Summertown 10, Lady Vikings 9. Here in Linden. Ball swung over to number 4. That's Franks. Franks lost it. Stolen away by Sophie Richardson. Richardson, and we got a foul on Franks. And that's Franks' second. Team's 5th. So Sophie will go shoot 2. Since we're at the 5 foul mark. So Sophie tried to at least tie the game up here for the Lady Vikings and Lady Eagles. First shot, good. Sophie gets her first point here tonight as Busby will come back in and get Franks. So Franks and Gabby Long both with 2 fouls for the Lady Eagles. Second shot by number 1 Richardson is no good, and we're going to have they're going to say out of bounds by the Lady Eagles and back to the Lady Vikings. Good hustle there by Abby Marshall as well as number 23 Bonner. Thornton throws it into Warren. Warren swings it over to Weatherly. Weatherly for 3 on the side. Bang! Big 3 by Weatherly. She's not been hot as a match this season, and it's 13-10 Lady Vikings. Ball's thrown in. Mason with it. Throws it up to number 23. That is Bonner. Bonner with it, guarded by Weatherly. Swings it right over to Tess Long. Tess driving, kicks it over. Pull-up jumper in the lane. In and out. Rebound Richardson. Richardson. 35 seconds to go, off to Thornton. Thornton crossed the timeline trying to get a play called. She's going to have to give it up. And Warren gives it off to Marshall. Marshall back to Thornton. 22 seconds now. Lady Vikings leading by 3. Thornton going to hand it off to Weatherly. Weatherly off to Richardson. Richardson back to Weatherly. And you get it out of that corner, and good job there by Weatherly to hit it off of the Lady Eagles. It'll stay with the Lady Vikings with 7 seconds to go underneath their own basket. Thornton to throw it in. Gotta go. Throws it into Bourne. Bourne pumps. Up for 2 from the free throw line. No good. Rebound. And they're going to call a jump, and it'll stay with the Lady Vikings with 1.6 to go here in the quarter. Thornton to throw it in. Got to throw it. Going to lob it into Marshall. Marshall nowhere to go. And that's the end of the first quarter. We head to the second. Lady Vikings 13, Summertown 10. You're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Lady Eagles will have the basketball to start this second quarter. All right, start of the second quarter. Lady Eagles with it. Busby with it going left now. She'll stop. Pull-up jumper on the side. Short. Nobody boxed her out. Gets her own rebound and good. Busby with her first points. And it's 13-12 Lady Vikings. Thornton going to slow up now. Drive right again. Pulls out. Lost it. As good hands there by Busby. And it'll stay here with the Lady Vikings on the side right in front of the Lady Eagles bench. Almost into the very end of the Perry County logo in the corner. Got to move. Ball's thrown into Richardson. Double team. Thornton. One dribble. Up for 2. Good. Oh, short. That's going to be off Thornton. And back to the Lady Eagles. It looked good from here, but it just hit the front of the rim. And it would not go in. 7.5 to go here in the half. Lady Vikings leading 13-12 over the Lady Eagles of Summertown here in Linden. Bonner stop. Pops a 3. Doesn't get the roll. Rebound by Abby Marshall. And we've got a foul. They're going to call it on Brown. Wow. At first I thought it was a jump, but I guess there must have been some more action down in there and didn't see it. 7:18 to go here in the half. Warren with it. And we got a bump on Bonner, and that's Bonner's second foul. Team foul number 2 here of the quarter. As number 33, Garland, will come in. Garland in now. Richardson into Thornton. Thornton guarded by Busby. Lady Eagles in a man. And Busby steals the ball. Busby driving all the way. Up for 2. No good. Rebound Richardson. This time we've got a jump. And they go back to Lady Vikings. Might have got away with something there, but it looked like to me from over here, it looked like Richardson, or not Richardson, but Thornton tried to hit the ball out, and when she tried, it looked like she might have gotten a little bit of the ball as well, and that's what kind of threw off the Lady Eagles. Weatherly looking off to Marshall. Marshall off to Thornton. 6:46 to go in the half. Lady Vikings Leading by 1. Thornton dribbling. Needs to give it up. It's almost a 5 off to Marshall. Marshall driving, nowhere to go. Gives it up to Weatherly. Weatherly with it. Guarded by Mason. Hands it off to Warren. Warren wanting to drive. Tries to split a double team, does. So what's the call? Called it on Tess Long, her first, team's third. Warren to throw it in to Marshall. Marshall driving left, stops in the middle to Weatherly, and a foul on number 13, Mason, and that's her first, team's fourth, and the next foul, Lady Vikings will be shooting 2 the rest of the night, or at least the rest of the quarter. Refs are not letting anything go here tonight. Ball's thrown over to Warren. Warren driving left, up for 2 with the right hand, no good. Rebounded by Warren. Warren up for 2 again. Can't get it, gets the rebound. Up for 2 again, and she's fouled by number 33, Garland, as Warren's battling in there. And Warren will go to the line to shoot 2 fouls, and from here on out here for the next 6 minutes, the Lady Vikings will be in a double bonus. Of course, that's all we have now. No 1-and-1s anymore. First shot by Warren at the stripe, just in and out. Trying to at least go 3 for 4 right here. And does. She's got 8 points, Warren with 8, and the Lady Vikings lead 14-12 here with about 6 minutes to go in the half. Busby does a nice dribble move, still driving left, up with the right hand, no good. Ball's tipped around, gonna be off of Marshall's fingers and it'll stay here. One thing about the Lady Vikings is they are going after everything. Ball's thrown in. Luke Mason for 3. No good. Rebound. Busby. Busby over to Long. Tess lost the ball, but a foul on Weatherly. And that'll be Weatherly's first, with an exaggerated clap from the Summertown fans. I've only got her with 1. Well, I must have missed one. Nice bounce pass up for 2. Brown and good. Brown's got 3, and it's 14 off, 14-14. Thornton throws it out off to Richardson, over to Warren. Warren driving, still driving, off to Marshall. Marshall kicks it out to Richardson. Richardson driving middle, stop up for 2. No good. Rebounded by number 33. That's Garland. Garland off the Long. Tess bringing it down. Still driving left. Nobody cut her off. Finally does. Throws it in the middle. Picked up by Busby and throws it away to Marshall. Marshall off to Weatherly. Weatherly crosses the timeline. Weatherly driving all the way up for 2. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles. Coach Jake Edwards trying to tell them to get back. Ball's thrown down to Brown. Throws it behind her and back to the Lady Vikings. Lady Vikings are absolutely tired. Lady Eagles have been able to get more girls in, but Coach Edwards has not gotten anybody off the bench yet. And they're out of it. Coach Jake going to call a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 4:47 to go in the half. Lady Vikings, Lady Eagles tied up at 14 as you're watching here on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. 4:47 to go here in the half. Lady Vikings and Lady Eagles of Summertown tied up at 14. Richardson throws it into Thornton. Thornton with it, driving on Busby. Across the timeline, still driving. Slows up, throws it away. Well, it was tipped out of bounds off the Lady Eagles. And it'll stay here with the Lady Vikings with 4:38 to go here in the half. We're tied up 14 apiece. Thornton with the basketball. Gets it into Marshall. Marshall stops, lost it again, and stolen away here by the Lady Eagles. Has had a little bit of a tumble down here on the other end. Busby driving, foul on Richardson. And that'll be Richardson's first, team second of the quarter. So Andelin's got 2 fouls as well. I did not know that. I thought she only had 1. 4:26 to go in the half. We're still tied up at 14. Ball's thrown in. Garland in the paint, and they're going to say that's off of Mason, and it'll go back to Lady Vikings. Richardson to throw it in. Got to move. There's Warren. So we got a delay of game warning on Summertown. 30-second timeout. I want to say the young ref said delay of game warning. Is that what he said? I couldn't hear it. But anyway, so I guess they must have went over the reached in or something. 4:19 to go. .419 to go here in the half. Lady Vikings, Lady Eagles tied up at 14. Ball's thrown into Weatherly. Weatherly lost the ball. Driving's Tess Long up for 2, no good. Rebounded by Weatherly, and we're going to have a hold on the Lady Eagles. That's going to be on Busby, and that's her first. And Weatherly to the line to shoot 2 shots. Weatherly's first is good. She's got 4, makes it 15 to 14 Lady Vikings. 4:10 to go here in the half. Weatherly back to line, her second shot, good as well. 16-14 Lady Vikings here over Summertown here in Linden. Ball swung over, pull-up jumper on the side, gets the goal. That was number 22, Haley Busby. And we're tied back up at 16. Thornton driving, still driving. Gives it up to Marshall. Marshall, nowhere to go. Gives it up to Warren. Warren into Richardson. Back out. Weatherly, no good. Rebound, Lady Eagles. Ball on the floor, picked back up. Lady Eagles with it. Tess Long driving, still driving. Nice little Euro, no good. Rebound by the Lady Eagles. Busby again for 2. Doesn't get the roll this time. Rebounded by the Lady Vikings, Richardson. And she walked. Got to find a way to give the ball up. But she was triple teamed there. Rushed it a little too much. Lobbed in to Mason. Mason up for 2 off the glass, no good. Ball's tipped. She gets the rebound and stolen away by Warren. Warren bringing it over. Up to Thornton. Thornton driving all the way up for 2, no good. Bringing it down now is number 22, Busby. Haley driving. Good hustle by Thornton. Stolen away. Off to Warren. Warren bringing it down. Splits a double team. Still driving all the way. And a block on number 22, Haley Busby. And that's her first, and 2 shots coming for Belle Warren. Oh, it's 33. I'm sorry, it was Garland. First shot by Warren is good. So Brown will come back in, and we'll get Garland, who's got 2 fouls. Warren made the first one, made the second one. And Bristol Bates will come in for the Lady Vikings, and she'll get Andalyn Weatherly. As I know the girls are gassed. I mean, that's the first sub we've had all night. 2:50 to go in the half. Lady Vikings leading 18-16 here over the Lady Eagles of Summertown here in Linden. Tess Long driving, pull up on the side, short. Rebound Thornton. Thornton bringing it down, slows up. Swings it over to Warren. Warren gets it across. Still driving off to Bates. Bates for 3 in the corner. Short. Rebound. Warren. Warren off to Thornton. Pull up from the free throw line. No good. Rebounded by Richardson and good. Caught it on Tess Long, her second. And Richardson to the line to shoot the and one. Lady Vikings leading 20-16 here with 2:21 to go in the first half. Richardson's and one shot, good. She's got 4. 21-16 Lady Vikings, 2:20 to go in the half. Bringing it down now is Busby. Busby thought about it, kicks it over to number 13 Mason. Back to Ellie Lou. Ellie Lou up for 2 in the paint. Doesn't get the roll. Rebounded by Warren. Thornton with it. And she'll finally kick it off of somebody. Good job there by Thornton. And Lady Vikings got to come. They're triple teaming every time they pick the ball up. You've got to find somebody to come get the ball. We need all 4 other girls to get it in. Ball's thrown in on the floor. And Richardson, and another jump, and it'll stay here. $1:52 to go in the half. Lady Vikings leading 21-16. Ball's thrown in. That's Long, driving middle. And she caught it on her hip. Lost the grip and just got it on her hip. And unfortunately, that was actually the right call. Richardson looking to throw it in. Looking for Bates, nothing there, over to Warren. Warren driving left. She's going to cross the timeline. Over to Thornton. Thornton got a quick trigger. Looking at Warren. Tries to give it to her, but does. Throws it back up top to Marshall. Marshall going around the horn. Lost it off to Bates. Bates one dribble. Back to Marshall. Marshall looking around. Got to give it up. Over to Thornton. Thornton thought she had a lane back out to Marshall. Marshall going to drive right still. Stops off to Thornton. Thornton back up top Warren. Minute 15. Warren driving all the way, and we got a foul. And that's going to be on Mason. That's her second, which, I mean, the Lady Eagles aren't really in foul trouble. They have a bunch of girls with 2. Nobody with 3 yet, and 2 shots coming for Belle Warren with 1:12 to go here in the half. First of 2 on the way by Belle is good. She's got 11. Makes it 22-16, as looks like I don't know what we're waiting on. Anyway. Gabby Long and Garland come back, or excuse me, Bonner and Long come back in. They get Brown and Busby. Second one for Warren was no good. 22-16, Lady Vikings. Long in the middle, up for 2, Bonner, no good. Rebounded by Marshall. Off to Warren. Warren bringing it down. Under a minute to go here in the half. Warren with it. Still driving. Stop. Pull up off the glass. In and out. Rebound Thornton. Back up for 2 with the right hand. No good. Ball's out. And we're going to have another jump, and it'll stay with the Lady Vikings. Thornton to throw it in again. Into Richardson. Richardson to Marshall. Marshall to Thornton. Thornton pumped. Nothing there. Back up top, Marshall. 36 seconds left in the half. We're Lady Vikings leading 22-16. Bonner going to be on Warren. Driving. Warren lost the dribble. Picks it back up. Off to Marshall. Marshall for three. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles. Tess Long bringing it down. 18 seconds. She's still driving. Stops. Kicks it out. Mason pump fakes in the middle. Up for two in the short. Rebound Marshall. Marshall gives it off Warren. 7 seconds. Warren bringing it down. Still driving. Stop. Pull up. No good. Rebound Richardson. No good. And we go to the half. We have a score. The Lady Vikings of Perry County 22. The Lady Eagles of Summertown 16. Back in about a minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right, welcome back. Colton Peevahouse getting his 1,000-point ball as he scored it against Decatur County. Great job there by Colton. He's going to go give the ball to Mom. Hopefully she'll do something good with it. Give her a nice big hug there. And now, see, now they're wanting him to have the ball back so Emma can get a picture of it. My wife's got to get in on it. There with Coach Kirk. And now we're ready. So congratulations to Colton. He's up to about 1,026 or so now. So congrats to him. As glad he's just kind of like, okay, got my ball. Now I can get back to shooting. But either way, we're at the half. Lady Vikings leading the Lady Eagles of Summertown here at home, 22-16. As like I said, Gus got him a new toy. He's been wanting to use for a while, and glad we're able to bring it to you here tonight on a very chilly night with a middle school game going on above us, and up on the hill, which is the middle school, and so that's why the crowd's a little down. So is because of the fact that elections are going on. And by the way, you've got about 13 minutes and change before the polls close. So if you haven't voted, go vote and go to your local place where you vote at. Also like to thank, I'll say it again, I know I've said it probably 3 times already, but really appreciate the school system to get these cameras that we have now, as you've been saying throughout the first half here, and being able to finally bring you what we've been wanting to do for a while. We really appreciate them and our partnership, and we look forward to doing much more stuff. We can do graduations on these things, possibly even volleyball games. So a lot of good things possible with these new cameras in the gym that are up above us. So we don't have to worry about nobody getting in front of us anymore. No, there ain't no way. There's no way anybody could block that view. But anyway, Looking at the scoring here for both teams, first for Summertown, a bunch of deuces. We've got Ella Busby, Emerson Franks, Ellie Lou Mason, Gabby Long, Haley Busby, all with 2 apiece, and Zoe Bonner and Lena Brown, all with 3 apiece. For the Lady Vikings, we got Elena Thornton with a deuce, Sophie Richardson with 4, Andalyn Weatherly 5, and leading all scorers with 11 points is Belle Warren for the Lady Vikings. We got about 6 minutes or so before we start this second half. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have some more here of the half as the Lady Vikings and Lady Eagles about to get set to go for half number 2. As we'll take about a minute break as you're watching the Lady Viking basketball here at the half. Lady Vikings 22, Lady Eagles of Summertown 16. You're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. As you see on the scoreboard, Lady Vikings 22, Lady Eagles of Summertown 16. Lady Eagles are just coming back out as we got about 5 minutes to go. They missed a ton of bunnies, and I think Coach Long, or not Long, apologize, I'm thinking of boys by now. Coach Jean is probably a little aggravated with the effort, I would say, just because it seems like every loose ball the Lady Vikings are going after it. And, you know, for the Lady Eagles, that's their bread and butter is playing physical. And, you know, unfortunately, right now, the refs are not letting them play very, very physical, obviously. They've called 15 fouls to 6. Now, we all know that's probably going to change here in the second half, so the Lady Vikings better get ready for that. But for the Lady Vikings to play like they are right now against a very good Lady Eagles team, of course, they're going to be a little down because they're younger. They don't have as many seniors as they have. Gabby Long, Ella Busby, and Ainsley Bonner, all of them are seniors, and the rest of them are sophomores and freshmen. So, I mean, they are a very young squad, learning as they go. I mean, they play with Wayne County, and I think, too, it'll be hopefully a little bit different Lady Viking team whenever we play against Lewis County Friday night. But right now, Lady Vikings trying to get a pretty signature win here against a team out of Lawrence County. Anytime you beat anybody from Lawrence County, that's a big deal. So the Lady Vikings can come away with this would be huge. But right now, they got to get their breath and get something to drink. But we've got about 3:16 or so before we start the second half. But just want to emphasize the job that the school system has done for us, and what we're giving back as we're doing this for our student athletes. And hopefully soon we'll be able to have students doing maybe some sideline stuff and having different angles for different cameras, and that's what we're hoping to do as well. So as it's growing as well. So awesome to see this come a lot. And I know this is my 10th year being with 101.3 WOPC. Started in 2015, the December of 2015. Went on air January of 2016, and I wouldn't have dreamed it 10 years ago that we would have this type of system that we've got right now and what we can do. As the clock just went out, because probably Mr. Joel just pushed the button, now it's back on. And but awesome job. Really appreciate Cody Warren, TI guy here, as well as school administrator or head of schools, Eric Lomax, as well as Billy Ray Yarbrough, and you can't forget Blake Skelton. He's the head honcho here at Linden, or here at Perry County. So appreciate all of them. We'll take our last break, and when we come back, we'll have second half action. Looks like it'll be Lady Eagle ball going from left to right. Here at the half, Lady Vikings 22, Lady Eagles 16. Back right for this on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Jay Henson alongside Gus Mathis. My brother. Also in-law, but definitely brother. He's having to use a new gadget. I'm a little bit jealous of him. He gets to use a nice little toy. But either way, here going into the third quarter, Lady Vikings leading the Lady Eagles of Summertown 22-16. Lady Eagles will have the ball to start this second half. Remember, a lot of fouls were called on the Lady Eagles in the first half. It might change here in the second. Trying to get it in the paint. Ball's tipped, and they're going to call it a kick off of Warren, and it'll stay with the Lady Eagles underneath their own basket here. 22-16, Lady Vikings over the Lady Eagles of Summertown. Ball's thrown in over to Bonner. Nobody going to guard her. Pop a three on the wing, no good. Rebounded by Marshall. Marshall off to Thornton. Thornton slows up across the timeline. Looking to drive now on Busby. All the way with the right hand, no good. Ball's tipped out, rebounded by Busby. Busby looking to drive. Good kickoff over to Bonner and good. And Zoe Bonner with the easy deuce, and it's 22-18, Lady Vikings, as we played about 35 seconds here in this third quarter. Warren driving right off to Andelin. Weatherly wanting to drive left, nothing there. Now she'll go back right. Ball's thrown in the paint to Richardson. Richardson lost the ball, and we're going to have a jump, and it'll stay here. Be Lady Viking ball underneath. 7:11 to go here in the half. Thornton to throw it in. Nothing there. Gets it into Richardson. Richardson up top, Warren. Warren, Weatherly. Weatherly trying to drive, lost the ball. Picks it back up, throws it away. And unfortunately, Weatherly had her hand hung, and she's got her third foul. Ball's thrown in to Gabby Long. Gabby bringing it down. Going left over to Bonner again. Bonner for three. No good. Rebounded by Warren. Bell bringing it down. Across the timeline. Still driving off to Thornton. Thornton for three on the wing. Bang! Gets a nice little bounce there. And it's 25-18. Ball's still down to Teslong, up for two and good. Got to get back in transition. Richardson gets it into Weatherly. Weatherly back over to Richardson. Richardson cross courts it over to Weatherly. Weatherly in the middle to Warren. Warren driving all the way up for two. And we got a foul on the Lady Eagles. And if that's Bonner, it's her third. And it is, no, 13.
second, Clink first.
I've got her with 3. I guess it is her second. Anyway, first shot on the way by Warren is good. She's got 12 points. Makes it 26-20, Lady Vikings. 6:16 to go in the third. Second shot on the way by Warren gets the roll. 27-20, Lady Vikings here over Summertown with 6:12 to go in the third. Bonner open for 3 again, no good. Rebounded by Warren, and she lost the ball. And they're going to say off the Lady Vikings and stay with the Lady Eagles. Ball's thrown in. Bonner driving on Richardson all the way up with the left hand. No good. Ball's tipped. That's off the Lady Vikings again. .5:58 to go on the third. Lady Vikings leading 27-20. Ball's thrown in the Bonner up with the left hand. No good. Weatherly with the ball, and we're going to have another jump. Oh, we're going to have a hold. Caught it on number 20, Gabby Long, her third.
Foul, Summertown, number 20, Gabby Long, her third, Clink second.
And it looks like they're having to replace the scorekeeper down here. I guess he said something to the ref. And looks like they're going to get rid of the bookkeeper. So that means Billy Ray's got to come over here.
Mr. Billy Ray, needs support to the gym. Mr. Billy Ray Alvarez, needs support to the gym.
Well, he was good about it. He didn't say anything to the officer or anything. I don't know what he said to the official, but obviously he didn't like it. So 5:54 to go in the third. Lady Vikings leading by 7, 27-20. Bringing it down is Warren across the timeline. Going to drive to her left. Still driving middle. Up for 2 in the paint. No good. Rebound. Lady Vikings. Weatherly. No good. And we're going to have another jump. And it'll go back to Lady Eagles. Couple of shots there. Just couldn't get it to go in. Coach Jake's going to have to tell them to back up. Especially Andelin, who's got 3 fouls. Bringing it down is Busby. Busby going to drive middle. Stops. Kicks out. Bonner driving middle. Throws it over. Mason going to pop a deuce on the side short. Rebounded by Marshall. Marshall getting trapped. Gives it up to Warren. Warren bringing it down. Warren driving off to Thornton. Threw her hands off her head. I'm sorry, that was Richardson. Bonner driving all the way. She lost the ball and throws it up. And then it'll go back to Lady Vikings. She lost the ball. Good hands there by Thornton. And then she tried to throw it up to get a foul. But unfortunately, there wasn't. I don't know if there's any contact there or not. 27-20 Lady Vikings, 5:07 to go here in the first. Or excuse me, in the third. Warren's got to count. Got to give it up. In the middle of Thornton. Thornton will pull it out. Over to Warren. Warren want to swing it back to Thornton. Thornton guarded by Busby. High post Warren. Warren turns. She'll pop a 3. It's going to be off to the left. Rebounded by Bonner. Bonner bringing it down now for the Lady Eagles. Bonner going to drive left now all the way up for 2. Good. She's got 7, and it's 27-22 with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Lady Vikings got to find some offense, but they are getting tired because they've only subbed in 1 girl the whole time. Ball's thrown in the middle. Thornton, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebounded by Bonner. Bonner going to bring it down. Coach Jean trying to get them to run. Bonner, stop, pull up at the line, in and out. Rebound, Marshall. Marshall off to Thornton. Thornton across the timeline. Going to stop. Gives it up to Warren. Warren to Weatherly. Weatherly for three. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles. Long bringing it down. Slows up. Guarded by Richardson. Cross courts it over to Busby. Busby for three on the wing. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles. Up for two. No good. Rebound Busby. No good. Rebound by Warren. Warren off to Thornton. Thornton bringing it down. 3.5 to go in the third quarter. It's 27-22. Lady Vikings here in Linden. Weatherly gives it off to Warren. Warren, Thornton, three on the wing. It's tipped. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles. Bonner throws it back up. Long bringing it down. She's got a 4-on-1. She's going to take it herself all the way. It's going to be a block. And that's Weatherly's fourth. Let's see. Was it Busby? Yeah, it was Busby. I'm sorry. I thought it was Gabby Long. So Bristol Bates will have to come in for Andelin. That makes it 27-24 with 3:07 to go in the third. Trying to make it a 2-point game. And in and out. Ball's tipped. That's going to be off at number 23. Bonner, and back to the Lady Vikings. 3:05 to go here in the third. Lady Vikings leading by 3, 27-24. Thornton in the middle to Bates. Bates over to Richardson. Richardson, one dribble up for two. No good. Not a good shot to shoot right there. Stolen away by the Lady Eagles. Bringing it down is Busby. Busby slows up, pulls out. Busby looking to drive on Bates. Up for two. Good. And it's 27-26. Thornton into the front court. This 2-3 zone here by the Lady Eagles have been giving the Lady Vikings fits. Goes through Richardson's hands. Stolen away by the Lady Eagles. Ball's thrown up for two, and good by Long. Lady Vikings trailing 28-27. Thornton over to Warren. Warren driving middle. Tries to kick it over. Gets it to Thornton. Thornton, ball's tipped. She picks it back up. Thornton with it. She's going to pop a three up top. Bang! She's got 8, and it's 30-28. Lady Vikings, 1:56 to go here in the third. Busby wants a three herself. No good. And nobody went after the ball for the Lady Vikings. Long kicks it back out. Three on the way by Busby again, and good. Gotta know. 31-30. Lady Eagles. And we're going to have a foul on Bonner. And that should be her third, at least from what I've got. That wasn't her. That was the wrong girl. But anyway, ball's thrown over to Richardson. Richardson gets in the middle to Bates. Bates lost it, stolen away. And we're going to call a foul on Bates. 31-30, Lady Eagles as they look to try to add on more. Lady Vikings, a little bit of a turnover bug here and getting tired, I can tell. Ball's tipped, but picked back up by Tess Long. Tess driving, lost it, fouled. I'm going to call it on Sasha, her first, and they're going to call it 2 shots. Yeah. The official saying it was a shot. I ain't going to disagree with him. First shot on the way by Long is good. She's got 5 all in this quarter. as they've doubled. They scored all their first half points in the quarter. Second shot by Long. Gets the roll. And 55 Brown will come in for Tess Long. Minute 10 to go on the third. Lady Vikings trailing 33-30 here against the Lady Eagles of Summertown with 1:08 to go in the third. Thornton with it up top. Wants a screen. Driving left. Back cut. Warren up for two in the paint. Short. Rebounded by Brown. Brown gives it off to, is that Bonner, I think? It is. Bonner lost the ball, stolen away by Bristol Bates. And then Bristol gets fouled. And that'll be Bonner's. That should be Bonner's third. They call the other one on Mason. As number 4, Emerson Franks will come in. 47.5 seconds to go on the third. Lady Vikings trailing by 3, 33-30 here against the Lady Eagles of Summertown. Thornton, high post Bates, and Bates throws it away. Bringing it down. Throws it over. Franks. And she was out of bounds. .30 seconds to go on the third. Lady Vikings trailing by 3. Elena with it. Swings over to Warren. Warren driving middle now. Stops. And she walked. .19 seconds. Busby bringing it down. They're going to go for one shot, obviously. Just crosses the timeline. Busby looking to drive. Stops. Swings on the side to Brown. Brown cross courts. Overthrows her girl. With 1.7 to go here in the third. I think Vikings try to have at least a shot here. Gets it into Thornton. Thornton up for 3. It's short. And we go to the fourth and final period. Summertown 33. Your Lady Vikings 30. Back in 1 minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the fourth and final period. Lady Vikings trailing the Lady Eagles of Summertown here at home, 33-30. And looks like Annalyn Weatherly will come back in, even though she's got 4 fouls. Lady Vikings playing with these Lady Eagle girls. It's good to see. But they have outplayed them for the most part, but there's another steal. Busby guarded by Thornton, driving left, looking to go all the way, up for 2, no good. Rebounds there by Mason, and she'll get fouled by Sasha Moore. That'll be Sasha's second, and 2 shots coming. 2 shots coming for Ellie Lou Mason. She make the first shot. Second one is good. 7:45 to go here in the ball game. Lady Vikings trailing 34-30. Thornton, nowhere to go. Swings over to Richardson on the side. Richardson throws it away. You got to know where you're throwing when you throw it. Ball's up for 2. Good by Busby. And Coach Edwards wants another timeout. It's just a 30. We'll keep it here. 7.5 to go in the ball game. Lady Eagles of Summertown 36. Your Lady Vikings 30. Has been a good ball game. Both teams kind of being about as cold as the weather right now. I think I've only seen it 2 or 3 times in my life. Have I ever seen a scorekeeper get thrown out? And the last time I saw that was in middle school. Driving left to Thornton, off to Warren. Warren still driving right, off to Richardson. Richardson, Thornton. Thornton from Lobeville, no good. Rebounded by Long. Gabby bringing it down, across the timeline, still driving. All the way, lost the ball off of her foot, I guess. 7:04 to go. Lady Vikings down by 6. Lady Vikings got up by as much as 7. But Summertown, this is their biggest lead. Oh, Andelin, one dribble, up for 2, and she's fouled by Gabby Long. And that's Gabby's 4th, at least that's what I've got. I've been wrong twice on 2 of the Lady Eagles teams. Let's see how many she's got. Yeah, so that's her 4 teams first of the quarter, and Andelin to the line to try to trim the lead. Her first free throw shot is good. That's her first point since the second quarter. She's only got 6 points when she's averaged about 16, but she's been in foul trouble, at least in the second and third quarters. Her second one, in and out, rebound, and it'll be on Sasha Moore. And Abby Marshall will have to come back in. Sasha with her 3rd. And Marshall will come in. 6:51 to go in the ball game. Lady Vikings trailing 36-31. Here are the Summertown Lady Eagles. Ball's off in the corner to Franks. Franks driving, stops. Back out Brown. Brown to Busby. Busby going to stop, pop a 3. It's short, and it's going to go out of bounds. Back to the Lady Vikings. I saw Richardson fall, but I didn't know what happened. And it'll stay here, or go back to the Lady Vikings with 6.5 to go in the ball game. Trailing by 5 are the Lady Vikings to Summertown. Thornton going to go left. Going to hand it off to Warren. Warren dribbling. Looking to go all the way. Gets it blocked. And picked up, rebounded by number 3, Busby. Busby lobs it down to Bonner. Bonner, one dribble, pops a 3. It's in and out. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles, Franks. Franks throws it away to Warren. Warren looking to drive all the way up for 2 and good. She's got 15 points, and it's 36-33. Lady Eagles, 6 minutes to go. Busby into the front court. Over to Franks. Franks pull-up jumper. No good. Brown saves it, but stolen away by Thornton. Thornton across the timeline. She's looking to drive. Kicks it back out. Weatherly for 3. No good. Richardson and Weatherly go after it. I don't know how that wasn't something. Either way, Franks with it. She lost the ball, and it'll stay here. Wow. Could have called a foul. Could have called a walk. Didn't call anything. 5.5 to go. Lady Vikings trail by 3. Busby with it. Pumps. Going to drive middle. Kicks it back out to Bonner. Bonner driving baseline up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Richardson. Richardson to Weatherly. Weatherly off to Warren. And she'll bring it down with 5:20 to go. Lady Vikings trailing 36-33. Thornton with it. Going to go to her right now. Slows it back up. Trying to throw it in the middle. Couldn't. Off to Weatherly. Weatherly pulls it out. Looking for Thornton in the corner. Thornton looking in the middle. And ball's kicked off of Tess Long, and it'll stay here with the Lady Vikings on the side. As we're just under 5 to go here in the game. Let's see. Thornton will throw it in. Gets it into Warren. Warren Look right, nothing there. Looking for Thornton. Gives it off to her. Thornton driving. Stops. Off to Marshall. One dribble. Throws it over to Richardson. One dribble. Up for two. In and out. And that's going to be off of Brown. And it'll stay with the Lady Vikings. Good hustle by Richardson and Marshall. 33 Garland will come back in. She will get number 13, Ellie Lou Mason. 4:40 to go in the game. Lady Vikings trailing by 3. Richardson to throw it in. Looking for Thornton. Gives it to her. Thornton for 3. No good. Wasn't set. She kind of just caught it and shot. Didn't have her feet set. Lady Eagles with it. Bonner guarded by Warren. Lost the ball. Picked back up by Busby. Busby going left. Wanting a back cut. Nothing there. Back out Bonner. Bonner open for 3. It's short. Rebound Richardson. And we're going to have a foul on Easy Garland. Her third. Team second. And Gabby Long will come back in, who's got 4 fouls. And she'll get Busby. 4:21 to go in the game. Lady Vikings trailing by 3 points here in Linden. Thornton over to Weatherly. Weatherly for 3. No good. Rebounded by Garland. Ball stolen away by Richardson. Richardson lost the ball. It's going to be off Richardson. Got to hold on to it. No dribbling. Just catch it and stop and look for a guard. Bringing it down is number 23, Bonner, and she'll slow it up. Guarded by Weatherly. She's got 4 fouls. Ball swung over to Long. She has 4 fouls. Hands it off to Brown. Brown for 3 on the wing. No good. Rebound Warren. Warren bringing it down. Warren across the timeline. Lobs it up to Thornton. Thornton getting trapped. Off to Warren. Warren driving. Stop. Up. And she's fouled. Let's see who they called it on. Called it on number 2, Tess Long. Her third, team's third, and 2 shots coming for Belle Warren, who's got 15 points, looking for 16. First one's good. Makes it a 2-point game, 36-34, as Busby and then Mason coming in, as they got Brown and Garland. Belle's second of 2. Good. She's got 17, makes it 36-35. Lady Eagles of Summertown here with 3.5 to go. Busby guarded by the freshman. Over to Mason, who's wide open for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Vikings. Abby Marshall off to Thornton. Thornton bringing it down. She'll cross the timeline. Guarded by Busby. Looking for Warren. She's going to drive right. Swings over to Weatherly. Weatherly off to Thornton. Thornton, nothing there. In the middle. One dribble up for 2. A lot of contact, no call, and we'll keep it here. To the surprise of Summertown fans, a lot of things have been going wrong for them on the defensive end, but Lady Viking fans didn't like it too much, but hey, it looked like it was a blocked shot for me. Ball's thrown into Marshall. Marshall needs to give it up. Off to Weatherly. Weatherly and Coach Edwards did the right thing. Got to call timeout right there. He doesn't have a 30, so it'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 2:55 to go in the game. Lady Eagles of Summertown 36. Lady Vikings 35 on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. 2:55 to go in the game. Lady Vikings are trailing the Lady Eagles of Summertown 36-35. Lady Vikings have it underneath their own basket. Ball's lobbed into Weatherly. Weatherly going to drive right. Up for two with the left hand and somehow makes it go. And the Lady Vikings get a lead, 37-36. Here comes Busby. Up for two, good. And back and forth we go, 2.5 to go. Lady Eagles leading by 1 point over Perry County here in Linden. Thornton dribbling around, lost the dribble, picks it back up. Swings it over to Weatherly, lobs it to Richardson. Richardson stops in the middle to Warren. One dribble, up for two in the paint, good. She's got 19. It's a 1 point lead for the Lady Vikings. Busby looking to drive all the way, up for two, no good. And picked up, but somehow, I don't know how that ball didn't go out of bounds. Picked up by the Lady Vikings under 2 minutes to go. Thornton with it. Swings over to Andelin. Weatherly. Weatherly, one dribble. Up for two. Gets the rebound. One dribble, up for two again. Pick back up. You just gotta hold the ball. We got the lead under 2. Here comes Long. All the way. No good. Rebounded by Thornton. Thornton bringing it down. Slow it up. Well, now Thornton wants to go all the way. Up for two. Good! 41-38, Lady Vikings, minute 30 to go. Ball swung over. Busby with it. Swings it around. Tess Long with it. Long driving middle all the way, and that's a foul. Got to have somebody take a hit, or at least try to, because that's going to be called every time. They're going to call that on Marshall. I've got her with 2, and it is. Team's third. Both teams with 3 fouls apiece. First shot by Tess Long at the stripe is short. So freshman Sophie Richardson and Abby Marshall need a box out right here on Bonner and Mason. But Tess is a good shooter. Her second one is good. And Coach Jean wants a full. Minute 17 to go in the game. Lady Vikings trailing 41-39 here in Linden. Is going to have a boys game coming up here in just a few minutes. That one should be just as good as this one. Probably a little bit more higher scoring. But a real big test for the Vikings coming up. Lady Vikings have done a good job of weathering the storm here by the Lady Eagles. And Lady Vikings have been able to fight. They got down by as much as 6, 36-30. And ever since then, Lady Vikings have come back from have gone on an 11-3 run. And that's where we're at now. So Lady Vikings has got to continue doing what they're doing. Can't get discouraged, can't get down and out. Just got to keep playing. But got to go after every loose ball now. It should be. We can run the baseline. 41-39, Lady Vikings, a minute 17 to go. Got to throw it in. Gets it into Weatherly. Weatherly guarded by Tess Long. Weatherly hands it off to Sophie Richardson. Richardson lobs it down to Warren. Warren up to Thornton. Thornton for 3 in the corner. Short. Rebound. Busby. Busby bringing it down. Warren right in front of her. That's got to be a toe, and it is. Wow. That's a good job by Bell to take the charge. I wasn't sure if she was set, but Mr. Official said she was. We're right under a minute. Lady Vikings leading 41-39 with 57 seconds to go. Richardson to throw it in. Looking. Throws it into Thornton. Thornton trying to get it across. Can't. Lost the ball. Stolen away by Tess Long. Up for 2 is Franks. Good. I'm sorry, that was Busby. Ball's thrown into Warren. We're tied up at 41. Warren Throws it in the paint, stolen away. Tess Long bringing it down. And we're going to have a foul on Thornton. And that'll be Thornton's first, team's fourth. So Lady Eagles and Lady Vikings tied up at 41 with 35 seconds to go. Ball's thrown into Busby, guarded by Richardson. In the front court, Busby guarded by Warren. Warren or Busby driving. Back out, Bonner. Bonner driving. And she went out of bounds back to the Lady Vikings. And Coach Edwards wants another timeout, a full timeout. He's got to be out of timeouts by now. Anyway, full timeout. We'll take it with him. We're tied up at 41 with 21 to go. You're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back. 21 seconds to go. Lady Vikings have the ball. We're tied up at 41 apiece. Summertown will be in a press. And looks like Abby Marshall will throw it in for the Lady Vikings. Marshall. Looking. Still looking. Ball stolen away by Busby. And timeout by Coach Jean. Got to find a way to get somebody open, but couldn't. And it's another full. We'll keep it here. And trying to give it to Warren, but threw it right to Jean, or excuse me, Busby, and she was able to get it and rip it. And now, 18 seconds, Lady Eagles will have the basketball. If a foul happens on either team, it's 2 shots. (41-41). Lady Vikings are outscoring the Lady Eagles 11-8 in this quarter. But the Lady Eagles have been on a little bit of a run here. It's been back and forth. And they will have the ball underneath their own basket. Lady Vikings trying to get their first win of the season, trying to go 1-2. Lady Eagles long to throw it in. Looking for Bonner. Going to throw it into Busby. Busby, 16 seconds. Busby stops off to Bonner. Bonner driving middle. Throws it back out. Driving right is Long. Long back out Busby, 5 seconds. Busby. Going to stop. Long for 3. No good. We go to overtime. We're tied up at 41 apiece. We're going to play another 4 minutes. We'll be back in about a minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back. We will have another jump once again for overtime action. Because it's overtime, that's what we got to do. Yeah, Lady Vikings and Lady Eagles are still going the same way. We're just jumping. Warren and Mason to jump. Overtime starts now, and it is won by the Lady Vikings. Thornton with it. Lost the ball and a jump. And I go back to Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles being a lot more aggressive. Refs are letting them be a little bit more aggressive. Lady Vikings not being as aggressive as they were. Busby guarded by Richardson. Dribbling it up top. Swings it left over to Long. Gabby guarded by Warren. I'm going to keep driving right. Nice pass. Up for two in the paint. No good. I don't know how there wasn't a foul. Three on the way by Bonner is good. Man, that's only like the second or third three all night. And the Lady Eagles lead by three, 44-41. Thornton in the front court swings it over to Weatherly. Weatherly getting trapped. Got to get it out. Off to Warren. Ball's tipped. And another jump. And it'll stay with the Lady Vikings. Got to make crisper passes. Thornton to throw it in. And to Weatherly. Over to Sophie. And to Thornton. Thornton going to her left. And an illegal screen on Richardson. And that's Richardson's second, team's fifth. Because the fouls move over or stay where they were. Going in overtime, unlike every quarter. Busby over on the side of Long. Long in the paint. That's Mason up for two. No good. Rebounded by Marshall. Marshall gives it up to Thornton. Thornton slows up. She'll cross the timeline. 2:45 to go in overtime. Lady Vikings trailing by three. Ball in the middle to Marshall. One dribble off to Weatherly. And they're going to say it went off of Gabby Long. And it'll stay with the Lady Vikings. I don't know what that was all about. We got blood on the jersey. I don't know what this could be about. Well, this is different. They're saying Abby's got blood, but Abby don't have any blood on her. And now the refs are talking, so I don't know what this could be about. It's just kind of stopping the whole flow of the game here. So they're going to have to get her out. And Abby have to come out. I don't know where it could be, but anyway. I don't know what happened, but anyway. Moore's back in for Thornton. Lobs it into Weatherly. Weatherly going left and spins back right off to Thornton. 2.5 to go in the fourth quarter, in the overtime. Lady Vikings trailing by three. Warren, she'll stop, pop a three, short. Ball's tipped out, rebounded by Busby. Busby bringing it down. Busby across the timeline. Nobody going to pick her up. Throws it in the paint. Mason up for two and good. And it's 46-41. Lady Eagles with 2:04 to go. Thornton in the front court. Trying to drive. Nothing there. Got to give it up. Off to Warren. Warren tries to throw it into Richardson. Pick back up, and we're going to have a foul. If that's Mason, that's her fifth. Or her fourth, I mean. And they called it on Mason. And 2 shots coming for Belle Warren. So both teams in the free throw shooting. No, I guess bonus. No such thing as double bonuses anymore. It's just bonus because they got away with the 1-and-1s. First shot by Warren hits the front of the rim, slides off to the right. Misses the first, trying to make it a 4-point game. And does. She's got 20 points, makes it 46-42 Lady Eagles with 1:43 to go. Busby driving, slows up. She'll go back left. Nobody guard her. Back off the long over to Bonner. Bonner going to drive. Up for two with the right hand. No good. Rebounded by Sasha Moore. Off to Thornton with 1.5 to go. Thornton across the timeline. Thornton just dribbling it up top, looking for Warren. And they called an offensive foul on the Lady Vikings. Bell tripped up the Lady Eagle, and that's why she got the violation, I guess. Anyway, Busby driving, gets it off, up for two in the paint by Mason, and good. 48-42, 1:08 to go. Lady Eagles trying to escape Linden with a win. They're 1 minute away from it. Lady Vikings down by 6. Warren off to Weatherly. Weatherly going back left. Nowhere to go. Off to Moore. Moore to Warren. Warren off to Weatherly. Over to Thornton. Thornton for three. In and out. Rebound, Lady Eagles. And we're going to have a foul. Caught on number 23 Moore, her fourth. And coach. Yeah, it's a full because that's all he's got. Unfortunately, with 41 seconds exactly to go, we'll just keep it here. Lady Vikings trailing 48-42. I guess more than anything, you played with Summertown's girls, which is always a key, especially when they only lost by 14 against Wayne County at home, which I know that's still at home, but it was against Wayne County in your district. So you got to be a little bit happy, but it also should motivate you to continue to get better because Summertown would probably be the number 2, if not, depending on how Collinwood's girls are. I know they're pretty stacked too, and these two teams do play each other, Summertown and Collinwood. You could see Summertown being the 2 or even 3, depending on Collinwood. But the Lady Vikings have really pushed the Summertown Lady Eagles tonight. Even though Coach Edwards has had a short bench, the girls that he's played, he really likes what they have. And Lady Vikings just got to keep fighting, even though they are trailing 48-42. And the boys' game hasn't even started yet, and it's 7:42. First shot on the way is good by Bonner, I think. Yep. Her second, good as well, makes it 50-42, Lady Eagles. 41 seconds exactly to go. Ball's thrown into Thornton, 40 seconds and counting. Thornton across the timeline. Thornton trying to give it up. Over to Richardson. One dribble off to Marshall. Marshall getting double teamed. Gives it up to Weatherly. Weatherly to Thornton. Thornton under 20. Clock still going. Nowhere to go. Weatherly with it. Weatherly driving. Up for two, gets it blocked. And it'll stay with the Lady Vikings underneath with 10.5 to go. And it looks like the Lady Eagles will survive here tonight. Ball's thrown into Thornton. Thornton to Marshall. Marshall, Warren for three. No good. Rebounded by the Lady Eagles, and that'll do it. No, stolen away by Warren, but that's it. Final score tonight, Lady Eagles of Summertown 50. Your Lady Vikings 42. Lady Vikings go to 0-3. Lady Eagles go to 2-2. All right, we'll take a 1 minute break. You're watching on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're about to start the boys' NYX pregame show. Here for the Lady Eagles. For the Lady Eagles, they go to 2-2 on the season. We've got Emerson Franks, Gabby Long, and Haley Busby, all with 2 apiece. 3 points for Lena Brown. 7 points apiece for Tess Long and Ellie Lou Mason. 12 points for Zoe Bonner, and leading scorer with 15 was Ella Busby. For your Lady Vikings, all right, for your Lady Vikings, we have Sophie Richardson with 4, 8 points for Andalyn Weatherly, 10 points for Elena Thornton, and leading all scorers with 20 was Miss Belle Warren for your Lady Vikings as the boys are out, as they're out getting ready. But you're looking at the quarter by quarter. Lady Vikings won the first quarter 13-10, won the second quarter 9-6, got outscored 17-8 in that third quarter. I'm sorry. Yeah, 17-8. They trailed 33-30 going into the fourth. Lady Vikings outscored the Lady Eagles 11-8. And then we went to overtime. And Lady Eagles outscored the Lady Vikings 9-1. So, unfortunate for the Lady Vikings, but hey, a lot better than what it looked the first 2 games. And I know Coach Jake will have his girls ready for Friday night with a rematch against Lewis County, and a game they should have won, and they would tell you they should have won that game. And it being here, we'll see how it goes coming up on Friday. But we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the boys' NYX pregame show. Final score from this one, Lady Eagles of Summertown 50, your Lady Vikings 42. Back in 1 minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Jay Hensel alongside Gus Mathis, getting ready for a big matchup between your Vikings and the Summertown Eagles here, and with some basketball action. And I'll tell you what, if it's going to be anything like it was in that first game, we're going to be in for something special, as the Lady Vikings fall in overtime 50-42. But now for the Vikings, looking to try to get a win here. Of course, last year at this time they played Summertown and got beat here at home. Played better when we went over there, but a little bit different story, a little bit different expectations. Hopefully things will do good. But Coach Wes Long has a really good ball team here this year. West Long has his team 2-1. They lost to Lincoln County 65-56. Then they beat Webb School out of Bell Buckle 57-55. And then just last Tuesday night beat Wayne County at home 75-56. Of course, I know it's at Summertown, and I know traditionally people say anyway, Summertown don't play as good on the road as they do at home, even though I don't know if I really believe that or not. I think they play just as good on the road as they do at home. But they beat Wayne County by 19, so that tells you something. And then you look, players to watch, definitely the Shermans. They were big last year. Number 23, Leighton Sherman, great shooter. Got to find him in transition, got to box him out. Same with number 55, Sawyer Sherman. Great shooter, got to find him in transition, got to box out. Number three, Andrew Mabry. He's a good shooter as well. Got to find him in transition. There's a few other guys on here. Ryder Blackwood, I remember from last year, pretty good little player. Jack Hallmark, a 6'1 junior, good little ball player. And they got some freshmen on here as well. Graham Howell did some good things for them last year. I remember that name. So the Vikings have to be ready to go tonight. It's not going to be an easy game. I'm telling you, the district games, the non-district games for Perry County this year are absolutely. It's going to be a struggle because you don't have an easy game. Now, people may say, well, Jay, they beat Riverside 81-49. Yeah, well, then Riverside went to Lexington and beat them in overtime. So, Vikings played really well that night. And then they didn't play very well a week ago today, but they were able to come away with a 3-point win on the road at Lewis County, who was just shooting lights out. Now, it's going to be tough against these Eagle team. You know, if you've been around here like I have, Wes Long was head coached by Les Trotter from Waverly, or now he was the coach at Summertown. They are a running gun team. They're going to try and score as much as they possibly can. And if you look at their scoring, they average 63, give up 59. Now, they press you, but there will be somebody open on the other end if you're able to not panic when the press comes. But they want to shoot. They want to knock down threes. They want to be able to come at you. They're going to do the little things right. That is running, not running, but getting back in transition, able to take a charge. And able to get back in time to take a hit, as well as also doing the little things like, making their little jumpers, making tough twos in the paint. They don't miss many bunnies. So the Vikings have to be ready for that tonight. Again, they're 1-1 at home, 1-0 on the road. Players to watch, definitely Sherman's and Mabry. Did anybody do it? They did. Oh, good. Hey, did we win? Yeah, we did. Sorry about that. Seth Marshall, the assistant coach for the Linden Middle School, came up here and was giving me my iPad and iPod and tripod back as the middle school, which I usually do the camera for the middle school. They just won both of their games against Big Sandy. So congrats to them as their regular season ends, and we'll get ready for district or conference tournament coming up at Holiday this weekend and next week. But back to this game again. Summertown averaging 63 and 59, and I know it's going to be a tough game. Vikings got to be ready for the physicality and got to take care of the ball and make good decisions on offense. And Summertown loves to jump fake. If you pump fake, they're gonna go into you, and you're gonna be able to get the fouls real quick. So Vikings got to be ready for that here tonight against a very disciplined, very good Eagles ball club. All right, for the Vikings, they're 2-0. Colton Peevahouse leads the way, averaging 19 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks a game. Kenner Hastings right behind him at 18.5 or 19. Just under 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. Landon Warren averaging 13 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Jake Mercer, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Brody Lee, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Eric Moore, 4 points, 1 assist. Cooper Hastings, 2 points, 4 rebounds. And Dane Warren averaging a point. Eric Peters averaging 2 rebounds. Vikings shooting 48% from the field. Dane Warren's 1 for 1. Brody Lee's at 57%. Landon Warren's at 53. Colton Peevahouse at 52. Eric Moore's at 50. Cooper Hastings at 50. Kenner Hastings at 43, and Jake Mercer's at 39. From behind the arc, the Vikings are shooting 36%. Landon Warren and Colton Peevahouse both at 50%. Kenner Hastings at 39. Jake Mercer 29, and Eric Moore is at 33. Brody Lee at 25. From the free throw line, Vikings shooting 78%. They went 28 of 32 against Lewis County last Tuesday night. Hopefully they can do that again here tonight. Landon Warren 6 of 6. Brody Lee 4 for 4. Jake Mercer is at 83%. Kenner Hastings at 77. Colton Peevahouse at 71, and Cooper Hastings is at 50%. Vikings average just under 39 rebounds a game and 20 assists to just under 14 turnovers. They average 6 blocks and just under 6 steals per game. Vikings are 1-0 here at home, 1-0 on the road. Vikings are averaging 77, and they're giving up just under 60 points per game. First 3 games, they scored 81 and 73. Let's see if they can do that again tonight, because it's going to be tougher, a little bit better defense this time around. And hopefully they'll be ready to go, as we're about to be ready with about 2 minutes to go. All right, we will take our final break, as this has been the boys NYX pregame show, as we get ready for a good one. It's one of the best rivalries of all of high school sports in Tennessee. Summertown and Perry County. We go back over 100 years playing each other, and the rivalry is still there. Back in 1 minute, we're Eagles and Vikings on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back. About to start this one off. Looks like we've got 5'10" senior Andrew Mabry, number 3, 6'1" junior, number 4, Ryder Blackwood, number 20, 6'2" senior Graham Howell, 6'2" senior, number 23, Leighton Sherman, and 6'1" senior, number 55, Sawyer Sherman. And the Vikings will have senior number 00, Colton Peevahouse, freshman number 2, Brody Lee, senior number 3, Jake Mercer, junior number 4, Landon Warren, and junior number 5, Kenner Hastings. And Mr. Josh Warren will call him out, and here he is.
Starting off for the visitors of Summertown Eagles, number 3, Andrew Mabry. Number 4, Ryder Blackwood. Number 20, Brown Howell. Number 23, Blake Sherman. And number 55, Sawyer Sherman. Summertown is coached by Rex Long. And now, the starting lineup for your home team, the Perry County Vikings. At guard, the 6'2" senior, 00 Pumpkin Peterhouse. At guard, number 2, Brody Lee. At guard, left on the 11th finger, number 3, Jake Mercer. At forward, the 6'5" junior, number 4, Landon Warren. And at forward, the 6'7" junior, number 5, Kenner Hastings.
Well, Kenner's a 6'7" junior. Didn't know that. Anyway, the Eagles are in all black uniforms, blue numbers and lettering, white outline, Eagles written across the chest, I think. Yes. Vikings in their home, white uniforms, black numbers and lettering, gold outline, Vikings written across the chest. Haston, Brody Lee, Kenner Haston, Jake Mercer, Landon Warren, and Colton Peevahouse for the Vikings. The Shermans, Layton and Sawyer, as well as Blackwood. Ball is won by the Eagles, up for 2 and good here in the early going. That was number 23, Layton Sherman. 2-0 Summertown. Mercer trying to drive left, hands it off to Lee. Lee stops, looking back, over to Mercer. Mercer in the front court, gonna go, no, can't. Swings it over to Kenner Haston. Haston gets a screen, pulls it out. Swings it over to Peevahouse. Peevahouse to Mercer. Mercer in the paint to Warren. Warren back to Mercer. Mercer gonna pull up jumper, in and out. Rebound Lee. He should have just came back down with it, then try to go up, but tough luck nonetheless. Number 4, Blackwood with it. Blackwood off to Sawyer. Sawyer driving off to Layton. Layton, stop, pull up 3 on the side, no good. Rebounded by Peevahouse, and Peevahouse lost the ball. Number 3, Andrew Mabry will throw it in. Mabry into Blackwood. 7 minutes to go in the first, 2-0 Summertown. Ball's over Howell. Gets it over to Blackwood. Blackwood into Mabry. Mabry back out, and they're going to say Mabry walked. Kenner will throw it in here for the Vikings. Throws it into Peevahouse. Peevahouse gets his man in the air off to Haston. Haston back to Peevahouse to Haston. Haston throws it away. Sawyer on pump, throws it back out. Blackwood, he's going to drive left, kicks it back out to Sawyer. Sawyer driving, up for 2 in the paint, no good. Rebounded by Layton. Layton wants a 3, no good. Rebounded by Haston. And that's going to be a foul on Blackwood. That'll be Ryder Blackwood's first, team's first of the quarter. Need to push the ball up the floor. A little bit too much lobbing the ball. We got to have crisp passes here tonight. Lee got the ball, swings it over to Peebahouse. Peebahouse, long pass to Haston. He was trying to throw it to Mercer, and Mercer had a shot. Lee with it. Lee trying it, too much dribbling, and stolen away. I know that's what his dad would say right now. Ball's off to Sawyer. Sawyer Sherman loses the ball. Stolen away by Peebahouse. Peebahouse up to Lee. Lee slows up. Going to drive. Euro step up for two. Good. We're tied up at 2. 5:46 to go here in the first quarter. Howell with it. Howell hands it off to Sawyer. Sawyer. They're going to hand it off Layton. Layton. Back cut. Up for 2. Good by number 3, Mabry. 4-2, Summertown. Lee back to Peebahouse. Off to Warren. Warren lobs it down over to Lee. Lee to Haston. Haston to Mercer. Mercer cross courts it to Peebahouse. Peebahouse driving. Stops. Kicks it out. Mercer. Pump fakes. Kicks it back out. Haston open for 3. In and out. Rebounded by the Eagles. Number 20, Howell. Off to Mabry. Mabry bringing it down. Want to slow it up. They'll run their offense now. Going to his left, hands it off to Sawyer. Sawyer over to Howell. Howell to Layton. Layton has no range limit. He can shoot from anywhere. Blackwood off to Howell. Howell gives it off to Sherman. Sherman pumps up for 2 in the paint. No good. Tip gets on rebound. Back out Layton. Nobody going to get out there to him, and it's good. 7-2. Eagles here over your Vikings. Lee with it. Lee swings it back to Warren. Warren. Mercer. Mercer for 3. Bang! And that makes it 7-5. Ball's thrown down to Sawyer. Off to Howell. Howell back up top. Mabry going to drive. No help side. Good. 9-5 is your score. Summertown with the lead as we're halfway through this first quarter. Warren over to Haston. Haston wanting to drive. Stop, step back, turn around, no good. Hit off the backboard and rebounded by the Eagles. Blackwood bringing it down. Going to give it up to Mabry. He gets it before he goes out. Mabry off to Layton, and that's going to be an illegal. No, they're going to call Layton on a walk. I thought they might call it a legal screen, but they don't. Jack Hallmark, number 14, John Kobe Stanley, and number 22, Landon Holt, 32. I thought he said 22. Lee and the Peebahouse. 3:39 to go in the first. Summertown leading 9-5. Peebahouse driving right. Stops. Going to cross court it over to Mercer. Mercer in the middle of Warren. Lost the ball. Picked up by Mercer. Mercer gets it thrown away. Stolen away by Hallmark. Hallmark in the front court. Going to give it up. Layton with it. Looking for a back cut. Hallmark to Sawyer. Sawyer back up top to number 14, Stanley. Ball's thrown back up top. Hallmark driving up for 2. Throws it off the Vikings and it'll stay here. 2:55 to go in the first quarter. 9-5. Summertown here at home, here at Linden against the Vikings. Ball's going to be lobbed into Layton. Layton, and he walked. Vikings have not really had one good possession yet. They hadn't even really gotten into their offense besides the transition bucket that they got when Mercer hit the 3 in the corner. Peebahouse with it. Going to drive. Stops. Kicks it out. Lee for 3. Bang! He's got 5, and it's 9-8 Eagles with 2:35 to go in the first. Off to Sawyer. Sawyer got Mercer all over him. Throws it in the paint. Back out. Hands it off to Hallmark. Hallmark going left off to Layton. Layton Sherman going to drive. Tried to step back, couldn't. Hallmark going to drive now. Up for two. Ball's tipped. Picked back up by the Eagles. And there's Sawyer Sherman. Pull up three. No good. Rebound Haston. Haston bringing it down. Across the timeline. Tries to do a little bit too much. Picks it up. Haston driving. Spins. Up for two. And we're going to have two shots coming for Kenner. Let's see who the foul was on for the Eagles. Caught it on 55. Sawyer Sherman, his first. Team second. So Kenner the line to shoot two. His first is good. And that ties the game up at 9. With a minute 55 to go here in the first quarter. Hastings second of two. In and out. Rebounded by the Eagles. That was 32 Holt. Layton Sherman throws it over to Hallmark. Hallmark off to Sawyer. Sawyer driving middle. Kicks it out. Three on the corner. Good. Holt with the three, and the Eagles get up by 3, 12-9. Brody Lee with the basketball into the front court, going to cross the timeline. Lost the ball right to Mercer. Up for two in the paint. Good. And it's 12-11 Eagles. Holt over to Hallmark. Hallmark hands it off to Layton. Layton for three on the side. Short. Colton gets the rebound. House. And we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Hallmark. I got him with one, and team's third, and it is. Minute 10 to go here in the first quarter. Eagles 12, your Vikings 11 here in Linden. Haston in the House. House will bring it down. Now we'll finally get to see what we look like in our offense here. House guarded by Hallmark. He's got to count. House driving. Going to kick it out to Warren. Warren driving middle, pull-up jumper. Good! Good shot there by Landon, and the Vikings get a lead, 13-12, with 46 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hallmark off to Layton. Layton driving. Kicks it over. Swings it over to Holt. Holt driving. Kicks it off to Hallmark. Hallmark driving. Up for two. Blocked by House. Rebounded by Lee. Lee bringing it down. Lee still driving. Lost it, and it's going to be on Layton Sherman. His first, team's fourth. With 26 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Vikings leading by 1. As we've got Howe, Blackwood, and number 3, Mabry coming back in. Excuse me. Kenner in the House. 25 seconds, they'll pull it out. House lost the ball, stolen away. Got to get back in transition. Nobody did, and it's good by Holt. Got to be able to take care of the basketball here tonight. Off to Haston, but we also got to hustle back. Haston slows up, throws it in the paint to Warren. Back out. Three on the way by House. Bang! And right at the buzzer, that's the way to take care of that turnover he had. We go to the second quarter. Vikings 16, Summertown 14. Back after this on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the second quarter. Vikings leading the Eagles of Summertown 16-14 after a big three by Colton House with a guy in his face to end that first quarter. Lee, here's off the paper house, back to Lee. Lee, Mercer. Mercer, cross courts it over to Haston. Haston, Piva House. He'll drive middle, kicks it out. Mercer for three in the corner. Bang! And it's 19-14. Vikings, 7:40 to go in the half. Mabry driving all the way, good. He's got all 6 of his points doing that right there. And Colton overthrows Warren. Up for 2 in the paint, good. Sawyer Sherman, and right back are the Eagles. Vikings got to make better passes and a little bit better decisions in this zone press. Off to Piva House. Piva House getting double teamed. Off to Lee. Lee back to Piva House. Off to Haston. Haston trying to drive on Mabry, couldn't, and that's going to be a charge. He pushed the arm bar out, and unfortunately that's a charge. Like I said, Summertown does the little things. They know how to take hits, and they're able to knock down shots when they're open. Layton off to Howe. Howe guarded by Haston. Hands it off to Blackwood. Blackwood over to Mabry. Off to Sherman, open for 3, good. And that was Sawyer this time, and the Eagles get it right back, 21-19. Haston went over and back. I don't know how he didn't see it. Piva House, cross courts Mercer. Mercer in the paint to Warren. Spins, up for 2 in the paint, good. Student section getting on the floor a little bit too much. Nate's looking for something on the floor. Anyway, tied up at 21, 6:20 to go here in the half. Ball swung over to Layton Sherman. Got a guy on him. He'll pop it. No good. Rebound, Mabry. He just went after that one. Off to Layton. He'll knock this one down. Oh, he doesn't. Rebounded by Lee. Lee bringing it down. Throws it down to Haston over his head. $5:59 to go in the half. Vikings and Eagles tied up at 21 here in Linden. Got to get a hand up. Layton with it. Swings it over to Blackwood for 3. No good. Rebound, Piva House. Good rebound. Throws it down to Lee. Lee looking to drive. Spins. And he walked. Eric Peters fixing to come in for the Vikings. He's going to get Kenner. 5:40 to go in the half. Vikings and Eagles tied up at 21. Ball swung over to Sherman. That's Layton. Layton over to Blackwood. Swings it back to Layton. Layton on the side. Mabry driving, using his speed. Kicks it out. Sawyer to Layton. Layton back up top. Blackwood, Sawyer's open. He's got a good shot too. No good. Rebound Lee. And they're going to call a foul on Mabry. That's his first. Team's first of the quarter. Ball's thrown into Piva House. Piva House bringing it down. Across the timeline, slows up. Swings it over to Lee. Lee, driving middle. Pumps, up for 2 in the paint. And we're going to have a foul on the Eagles. Caught it on number 20, Howell. And 2 shots coming for Brody. Kenner will come in just a moment. First shot by Lee is good. Lee with 6. Mercer will come out. Kenner Haston in. Vikings get the lead, 22-21, with 5 to go here in the half. Lee's second of 2. Good as well. Vikings leading 23-21, 5 minutes to go here in the half. Number 4, Blackwood with the basketball, swings it over. One of the Shermans. He's thinking about driving. Throws it back out. That's Layton. The other one was Sawyer. Layton Guarded by Peevahouse. Swings over to Blackwood. Blackwood in the corner to Sawyer. Sawyer, he's going to pop it. And good. Got to get out there. Don't matter how far away it is. You've got to get out there. Ball swung over to Warren. Warren going to get trapped. Throws it to Haston. Haston back out. Peters. Peevahouse almost had it stolen. Driving middle. Kicks it to Warren. One dribble. Up for two. Great pass and great finish. Landon with 6. Vikings with the lead back. Layton with it. Going to swing it in the corner. Howell. Howell driving. Ball's tipped. Stolen away. Lee throws it down to Peevahouse. Peevahouse all the way. Lost the ball. I don't know if there was any contact really. Just like he might have lost it when he did the power dribble. Blackwood's going to pop the 3. In and out. Rebound. Haston. Haston bringing it down. Gives it up to Warren. Warren to Peevahouse. Peevahouse in the middle to Haston. Spins. Up for 2. And he's fouled. They're going to call that on Layton Sherman. That's his second. And Kenner to the line to try to give the Vikings a little bit more cushion. First shot, good. He's got 2, both at the stripe. And same 3 coming in and out here for the Eagles. Vikings are taking out Peters, Lee, and Warren. Cooper Haston, Jake Mercer, and Eric Moore are all in. Second one on the way for Kenner is good. Vikings 27, Eagles 24. 3.5 to go here in the half. Bringing it down's Hallmark. Ball swung over to Hallmark. Hallmark on the side to Holt. Holt cross courts it. Can't see his number. In the middle, stolen away. It got tipped. Kenner bringing it down now. Up to Peevahouse. Peevahouse to Cooper. Off his hands. Excuse me. And now we're ready. 3:17 to go in the half. Vikings leading 27-24 here against the Eagles of Summertown here in Linden. Hallmark, excuse me, Blackwood over to Sherman in the corner to Holt. Holt back up top to Layton Sherman. Thought about it, swings over to Hallmark. Hallmark looking around off to Holt. Holt to Hallmark on the corner. Back up top. Going around the horn. Off to Sherman. Sherman back up top. Going around. Hallmark pumps, driving middle. Trying to kick it out. Nope, he's going to swim through. Up for 2, no good. And we're going to have out of bounds off the Eagles. I really thought that was off Kenner, but luckily they called it out on the Eagles. Ball's thrown into Peevahouse. Peevahouse bringing it down. Eagles don't know what's coming. Swings it, and he walked. Two and a half to go in the half. Vikings leading 27-24. Colton just got a little too out of control there. Unfortunately, the Eagles were able to come right back and was able to. They all can shoot. 3, no good. Tipped up, rebound Haston. Haston's got to get it out of there. And that's going to be a foul on number 14. John Colby Stanley, his first. As Layton Sherman, Howell, and Mabry all back in for the 3 that came in for him. Layton's got 2 fouls, but they need him in. Vikings lead by 3. Haston with it. I'm going to lob it over to Peevahouse. Peevahouse to Cooper. Haston. Moore. Moore back up top to Peevahouse. Over to Haston. Haston dribbling. Swings it back to Peevahouse. 2 minutes to go in the half. Cross court to Mercer. Mercer pumps. Driving. Pumps again. Up for 2. Tough shot. No good. Rebound Haston and good. And it's 29-24 Vikings. Ball's thrown down to Layton Sherman. Back up top to Hallmark. Hallmark swings it over to Sawyer. Sawyer Sherman. Got to have a hand up. He's going to pop it. Air ball. Landon Warren to come in for Eric. Minute 36 to go. Or Eric Moore, I'm sorry. Not Peters. Peters already out. Ball's thrown into Peebahouse. Peebahouse off to Haston. Haston up to Cooper Haston. Cooper going to stop. Kicks it back out to Peebahouse. Colton pumps. Driving middle. Kicks it out. Cooper pump. One dribble. Throws it back out to Kenner. Kenner driving. He stops. Lobs it into Warren. Up for two. Good. Wasn't as it was written out to be, but we're able to do it. Layton up for two. No good. Rebound by Mercer. Mercer throws it up to Cooper. He was able to keep that ball there, and we got a foul on Layton. And that's his third. Brody and Eric Moore will come back in, getting Kenner Haston and Jake Mercer with 1:02 to go, and it's going to be 5 fouls on the Eagles here in the quarter. And Cooper Haston, the freshman, yes, he's Kenner's brother, Kurt's youngest, youngest boy. First of 2, back iron. Vikings 31, Eagles 24, 1:02 to go in the half. Coop trying to make it an 8-point lead. And does. 32-24 Vikings, 1 minute to go here in the half. Ball swung over to Howell. Howell looking for a back cut, nothing there. Howell back up top, Mabry. Mabry looking to drive, nowhere to go. Off to Howell. Howell for 3, no good. Vikings got a box out, Landon Warren does. Warren swings over to Peebahouse, 43 seconds. Peebahouse swings it back to Brody Lee. Lee crosses it over to Peebahouse. Peebahouse in the middle of Warren. Warren to Moore. Moore got to get out of that corner. Lobs it back to Peebahouse. Off to Lee. Lee thought about it. Back up top, Peebahouse, 26 seconds. Peebahouse to Lee. Lee for 3. In and out. Rebound Warren. Up for 2. Gets it blocked. Ball's tipped around. And it's over the back on Cooper. And Coach Haston wants to call a 30-second timeout, trying to draw something up. Probably going to show him possibly what the Eagles are going to do. 16.6 to go here in the half. Vikings 32, Eagles 24. Coach Wes Long trying to get some momentum going into the second half. Right now, the Vikings have done an excellent job on the defensive end here in the second quarter, giving up 10 points, but scoring just as many as they did in that first quarter, 16. Excuse me. Should be Eagle ball. Mabry will throw it in here for Summertown. Vikings showing a little bit of pressure. Ball's thrown in to number 4, Blackwood. Blackwood throws it. Ball's tipped. Picked back up by the Eagles. Mabry with it. Mabry driving. Kicks it out. Lost the ball. Stolen away by Cooper. Hasted. 2 seconds. Peebahouse nowhere to go. And that's the end of the half. We go to halftime. Perry County 32. Eagles of Summertown 24. We'll be back in about a minute for first half stats and answer after this on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. We're at the half. Perry County 32, Eagles of Summertown 24. There you go. Now you can see it as Vikings won the first quarter 16-14, and was able to add on a little bit there in the second quarter, and won. They had the same amount of points, 16, but 16-10, and that's where we're at. 32-24 Perry County here over the Eagles of Summertown as we're getting just starting halftime. For the Eagles, we've got Leighton Sherman and Landon Holt, both with 5 points apiece. Leighton Sherman's got 3 fouls. Andrew Mabry has 6, all driving to the cup. And leading scorer with 8 is Sawyer Sherman for the Eagles. He's tied with the lead here in this game for both teams. For the Vikings, Cooper Haston with 1 point, 5 points for Kenner Haston, 3 of them being at the stripe, 3 points for Colton Peevahouse, 7 points for Brody Lee, and leading scorers Jake Mercer and Landon Warren, both with 8 for the Vikings. Vikings knocked down 4 threes, and the Eagles have knocked down 4 threes as well. So right now the Vikings have made some shots down low, and the Eagles have turned it over a couple times, Vikings as well. But right now, you gotta like the fact the Vikings come out here and are leading here at the half by 8 over Summertown, who, by the way, just last week beat Wayne County by 19 points. Of course, that was at home. Totally different story, I get it. But the fact of the matter is the Vikings have a good chance to come right back in this. But the thing is, they cannot let off the pedal. They've got to continue playing good ball and hopefully, come away with a big win before Friday night when we play Lewis County here at home. So hope everybody will stay with us. We'll take a break. We'll come back, have it on the scoreboard, but we'll have it turned off, and then we'll come back. And when we come back, I'll probably around the 4-minute or the 3-minute mark, I'll start talking about why or what's so good about what's happening now with our new camera system, and how it's not only good for the broadcast, for the radio broadcast and live streaming, but also for other sports and other things that goes on in this gym as well. We're at the half. Perry County 32, Summertown 24. Back in a minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, waited a little bit long, but anyway, just wanted to say thank you to everybody tuning in here tonight, here on 101.3 WOPC, not only on Facebook, but also on the radio dial on 101.3 FM, and also on Access Tennessee on YouTube. Now, there may be a limit to that, so if you know anybody that's on YouTube, let them know that if it's around 3 hours, it might cut it off, but we did not go off air. That is just something with the channel, because the channel's new, and we have to have so many subscribers, which it doesn't pay. It's just, so many likes. But either way, just tell them that you can go on Facebook and you'll be able to see it. Now, about these new cameras we have, as Gus will show the lovely fans how it looks, and just gotta thank the administration for this. And it's not just for us. Now we are able to we use 2 cameras. That the one that was showing the scoreboard is one, and the other one is the main one. Now we will have a scoreboard back up next time. It's just Gus is having to do about 15 things at once, and having to deal with a brand new system. But this could be used not only for ball games for basketball, but even possibly volleyball, as well as any type of event that goes on, pep rallies, even graduation, maybe even the legacy dinner, if we possibly have that back again. So a lot of good things with this, and hopefully we'll have more students involved and be able to have different angles. And this is basically a test run, but I feel like it's gone pretty well so far. Knock on wood. Hopefully it will continue. But now we can't unmount these and bring it on the road. So we will still have our trusty little remote controlled camera. But at home games, we need the best, and we got the best. And we appreciate Cody Warren, as well as Mr. Eric Lomax, as well as all the board members, administration, and also can't forget Mr. Blake Skelton, the principal of Perry County High. So with all their cooperation and us partnering up with this, it's really awesome to do, because we're helping them and they're helping us, and we're also both of us are helping you, the fans that can't make it out. Now, if you can make it out, we want you here. Good crowd on tonight. Of course, it's cold. There was a middle school game. We get it. But we want people in the stands just as much as but for people that can't make it, we appreciate y'all tuning in here tonight. As we're about to get the second half underway, Eagles with the basketball, going left to right. Vikings go right to left. Blackwood throws it over to Sherman. That's Sawyer. Swings to the Blackwood. Blackwood pumps, throws it back up top to Sawyer. Back to Blackwood. He's wide open for 3, and it's good. You don't want to leave somebody wide open, because everybody on that team can shoot. And it's 32-27. Pavehouse in the middle to Warren. Gets it stolen away. Blackwood off to Howell. Back to Blackwood. And they'll run their offense. Over to Sawyer. Sawyer thought about it. Going to pull it out. Blackwood pumps. Looks back right. Nothing there. Throws it in the high post. Howell. Howell going to drive on Warren. Up for 2 and gets bumped. And they're going to call a foul. And one shot coming for Howell. And he'll go line and shoot the old-fashioned 3-point play. Fouls on Warren. Be Warren's team's first of the quarter. Eagles trailing by 3. 32-29 to your Vikings. And one shot. In and out by Howell. Rebound by Haston. Haston off to Warren. Off to Brody Lee. Lee slows up, across the timeline. Gets it over to Warren. Warren pulls it out. Over to Lee. Lee gives it up to Pavehouse, and they'll run an offense. Ball swung over to Haston. Haston in the high post. Lee, one dribble. Throws it in, tries to throw it into Warren, and it'll stay here. Brody had a shot. Coach Kurt trying to tell him how you had a shot, but did not throw it, or did not try to shoot it. Tried to throw it into Landon, who was really underneath the goal. Haston will throw it in. Kenner into Pavehouse. Pavehouse. One dribble out. Over to Lee. Lee for 3 in the corner. No good. Rebound Warren. Warren back up good. He's got a team leading 10, 34-29. Sawyer Sherman back to Blackwood. Blackwood over to Mabry to Layton. Layton Sherman. He'll pull it out. Looking to drive off to Blackwood. Blackwood over on the side to Sawyer. Sawyer thought about it. Good job there by Mercer. Ball thrown back up top to Layton in the middle. Back out Sawyer. He's going to drive. Still driving. Kick out. Mabry will drive. Up for two in the paint. Short. Rebound by Warren. Warren gives it up to Haston. Haston tries to do a little too much. Instead of just passing that overhead, he tried to do a one-handed throw and stolen away. Blackwood with it. Back up top to Mabry. Mabry to Blackwood. Blackwood looking around. Off to Layton Sherman. Layton with it. Over to Sawyer. Sawyer. And didn't get over there to him. In and out. Rebound. Eagles. Ball back out. Blackwood for three again. Good. And it's 34-32. Vikings, 5:44 to go in the third. Haston over to Peevahouse. Off to Lee. Lee. Going to drive left. Off to Mercer. Mercer for three. No good. Vikings got to get back in transition. Here comes Layton. He's going to slow it up. Can't leave him. Blackwood back to Layton. Back to Blackwood. He's open again. And it's good. Three straight. Got to get out to him, and it's a 1-point lead for the Eagles as the Vikings cannot get anything going here in this quarter right now. Another tip ball, another stolen away pass. Bringing it down to Layton. Blackwood going 4 for 4. There it is. "30-second timeout, 4:58 to go in the third. .458 to go in the third. Vikings trailing by 4. As this is the biggest lead for Summertown tonight. Just kind of came out a little lackadaisical. Getting outscored 14-2 in this quarter right now. Vikings got to find it somewhere. Got to play good D, and got to get it and be able to knock down your shots because Summertown are knocking down their wide open shots. Vikings got to do a better job. Lee back to Peevahouse. Peevahouse to Haston. Kenner slows up. Throws in the middle to Warren. Warren tries to throw it out. Stolen away again. Another turnover. Got a 4-on-2. Blackwood throws it out to Layton. Layton driving. Pulls it out. Howell back over to Sawyer Sherman. Sawyer back up top to Holt. Over to Blackwood. He's open again. He's feeling it. No good. Rebounded by Layton. Layton over to Holt. Holt to Sherman. Sherman driving. Up for two. He's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Called it on Brody Lee, his first. And Layton Sherman to the line to shoot 2, trying to make it a 16-2 run. First shot. Good. Or is that Sawyer? That's Sawyer, I'm sorry. Sawyer with 9. Second one. In and out. Rebound Warren. Warren to Lee. Lee bringing it down. Lee up to Mercer. Mercer to Warren. Stop, pull up jumper. In and out. Rebound Mercer. No good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Now the lid on this end isn't working for the Vikings. Didn't for the Eagles in the first half either. Holt driving. Kicks it back out. Howell hands it off. Sawyer pumps. Gets his guys in the air. Up for 2. No good, but we got a foul on Mercer. And 2 shots coming here for the Eagles as they lead 39-34 here over your Vikings. Sawyer Sherman's first of 2 is good. He's got 10, makes it 40-34. Second one. In and out, rebound Lee. 40-34 Eagles here over your Vikings. Lee off to Mercer. Back to Haston. Haston to Peevahouse. Peevahouse for 3. Bang! He's got 6 and back to a 3-point deficit, 40-37. Ball swung over to Sawyer. Sawyer gets a screen, thought about it, back up to Holt. Holt to Layton. Layton driving on Peevahouse, stops, gives it up to Howe. Howe looking for Blackwood. Blackwood there, up for 2, no good. Rebound by Haston. Haston gonna bring it down. And that's gonna be an offensive foul on Haston. Once again, he pushed off, and they're going to call it every time. So Staley or Stanley? Stanley. Ball will be thrown into Blackwood. 3:15 to go in the third. Vikings trailing 40-37. Blackwood's got the ball driving middle now. Still driving. Off to Sherman. Sawyer. Back out Layton. Layton has that range. Want to look to drive on Colton. Stops. Back out. That's number 12, Hallmark. Hallmark driving. Kicks it out. Sherman with it. That's Sawyer. Back up top to Blackwood. Guarded by Lee. Blackwood going to drive now. Stops. Looking around. Off to, couldn't see his number. Anyway, driving. Still driving. Back out Blackwood. Pumps. Driving. Kicks in the middle. Up for 2. No good. Rebound Warren. Warren off to Peevahouse. Peevahouse across the timeline. And it's going to be, that should be a kick. That's a kick. That's the right call. I don't know why everybody's arguing about it. That's a kick. Ball's thrown into Peevahouse. 2.5 to go in the third. Peevahouse over to Haston. Haston looking to drive. Lost the ball. Stolen away. Bringing it down. Sherman. Blackwood going to pop another one short. Ball's tipped. Rebounded by Lee. Brody looking to drive. Bringing it down. Lobs it down to Peevahouse. Peevahouse for 3. No good. Rebound. Mercer. Mercer. Over to Lee. Lee going to drive right. Kicks it out. Peevahouse again for 3. No good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Layton. Layton throws it down. Got to get back through the hands of number 14, Stanley. Helps the Vikings out a little bit, but got to get back. Minute 44 to go in the third. Vikings trailing by 3. Haston in the Peevahouse. Peevahouse got to have somebody in the middle. Warren's there. They're going to lob it back over to Haston. Haston lobs it back to Peevahouse. Peevahouse swings it back to Haston. Haston cross courts it to Mercer. Back to Peevahouse. Driving middle. Pull up in the lane. No good. Rebound Warren. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And he gets up. Good job there by the Eagles to help him up. And they're going to call that on number 14, Stanley, his second, team's first of the quarter. And Landon Warren to the line to shoot 2 shots. As it looks like number 32, Holt, and number 20, Howell, coming back in here for the Eagles in just a second. First shot by Warren. It's good. He's got 11. Peters will come in and get Haston. Minute 22 to go in the third. Vikings trailing 40-38. Warren trying to make it a 1-point deficit. Got it. 12 points for the junior. Vikings trailing by 1 now. Ball's thrown down to Layton. Layton. Ball's tipped. Good hustle there by Colton. He's been very active here in this third quarter. Ball getting ready to throw it in. It's Blackwood. Into Holt. Back to Blackwood. Blackwood back up top. Sherman back to Blackwood. Open for 3. Good. All 15 of his points. 5 from behind the arc here in this quarter. 43-39. Ball's down to Lee. Lee wants a 3. Short. Rebound. Lee. Lee. Swings it back to Mercer. Pumps. Back out Lee. Lee wants to drive middle. Into Warren. Warren up for 2. Good. 43-41 Eagles, 41 seconds to go in the third. Blackwood kicks it over to Howe. Howe driving, throws it down to Layton. Layton, step over to Blackwood. Blackwood will pull it out. Coach West wants them to go for one shot, or at least get a better shot. Yeah, Coach Lone's trying to tell them, hey, we're not going to shoot right now. We're going to go one shot. Ball swung back over, 20 seconds. Vikings trailing by 2. Hands it off to Holt. Holt, oh my goodness, Peebles is right there on him. Layton guarded by Lee. They're going to ISO him. Got to have help. Ball swung over to Blackwood. He's open again for 3. Short. Rebound Eagles. Back out. Howell for 3. Good. That's the end of the third quarter. Eagles of Summertown 46. Your Vikings 41. Back in 1 minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Start of the fourth and final period. Eagles have knocked down 10 threes. They knocked down 6 in that quarter. They're going to double team Lee. Gets it into Haston. Haston trying to drive. Spins back left. Spins right. They're going to call it on the floor. And they're going to call a foul on Mabry. And that's his second. Team's first of the quarter. 46-41 Summertown here in Linden. On a cold night and rainy night here in Linden, here in Perry County and all over the mid-state. Ball's thrown into Warren, stolen away. Biggest problem the Vikings have had the last couple of years have been perimeter defense. You just got to keep low, get out to the shooter. Here tonight, or at least in the third quarter, they could not. Ball swung over to Blackwood, looking in the paint. Blackwood, there's Leighton Sherman, and we're going to have an illegal screen on the Eagles. Caught it on who? It's Mabry. It's his third. Team second. 7:39 to go in the ball game. Vikings down 5. Lee with it. Lee gets bumped. There's going to be a foul on Blackwood. His second. Lee in the Peebles. Peebles. Across the timeline. Swings it to Lee. Lee fakes. Back to Peebles. Peebles cross court to Moore. Moore driving middle. Kicks it to Warren. Going to drive to the cup. Up for 2. Good. He's got 16, and it's a 3-point lead for the Eagles. Blackwood swings it back to Howe. Howe gets trapped. Throws it over to Sawyer Sherman. Sawyer driving all the way. No good. Rebounded by Peebles. Peebles driving across the timeline. Still driving. Off to Moore. Moore for 3 in the corner. Going to be short. Rebounded by Leighton Sherman. Throws it out. Blackwood throws it down to Howe. Howe going to pull it back out to Blackwood. Blackwood over to Leighton Sherman. And Leighton gives it off to Mabry. They'll run their offense. 6:40 to go in the game. Off to Blackwood. Pumps. Back up top Howe. Howe. Leighton. 3 on the wing. In and out. And foul by Lee. Couldn't box out Sawyer Sherman. That's a freshman against a senior. And unfortunately, it happens there. Nothing you can do. And that makes it 48-43. Eric Moore will come out. Jake Mercer in. And Sherman to the line to shoot the and one. Got a box out. And one's good. 49-43 Eagles against the Vikings here in Linden. Haston, guarded by Mabry. Going to spin, going right. Going left now. Slows up, got to give up the ball. Off to Peebahouse for three in the corner. Bang! He's got 9, back to a 3-point deficit. Here comes Blackwood. Off to Layton. Layton, back up top Blackwood. Swings it over to Howell. 6:05 to go in the game. Back out Layton. Layton drive. Can't. Back up top Howell. Howell driving. Up for 2 in the paint. Good. Wild shot, but goes in. 51-46. Peebahouse to Haston. Haston swings it to Peebahouse. Peebahouse guarded by Blackwood. Wants a screen. Peebahouse in the corner to Lee. Lee gives it up to Haston. Haston. That's an offensive foul again. Kenner with his 3rd foul. And Cooper will come in for him. Holt will come in for number 3, Mabry. 5:32 to go in the game. Vikings trailing by 5, 51-46. Mabry in the front court. Gives it up. Howell looking for a back cut. He'll pop a 3. In and out. Rebound Peebahouse. Peebahouse slows up. Looking around. Got to move off to Mercer. Mercer back up top Haston. That's Cooper. Ball's tipped. Stolen away. Bringing it down's Layton. Layton throws it off. Up for 2. Good. That was Blackwood. He's got 17, and it's a 7-point lead, the biggest of the night for the Eagles, as the Vikings are just a different second-half team here tonight as they were the other night. Peebahouse, Lee. Lee driving. Pumps. Up for 2 in the paint. Good. 53-48. Got to get back. Back out Blackwood. Off to Howell. He thought about it. Gives it up. Driving right's Layton. Up for 2. He's fouled. And 2 shots coming for Summertown. Who? They caught it on Warren. Okay, I was like, wait, who was it on? It's his 2nd, team's 3rd. Makes it 54-48. Sherman trying to make it 7. And good. He's got 15. Colton gets the ball back over to Lee. 55-48 Eagles. 4:22 to go. Lee gets it tipped out. They're going to say off the Vikings. It's still going to be Summertown ball, even though they talked about it. And now they're saying white ball. Peebahouse in the lead. Lee driving, bumped by Sawyer. That's his 2nd, team's 4th. 4:15 to go in the game. Vikings trailing 55-48. Next foul on the Eagles. It'll be 2 shots for Vikings. Cooper in the Peebahouse. Peebahouse driving right. Up for 2 in the paint. Short. Rebounded by the Eagles. A lot of contact, no call. Bringing it down's Blackwood as we're halfway through this 4th period. Ball's over to number 20. Howell off to Layton. I'm sorry, that's Sawyer. Back up top, Mabry. Mabry over to Blackwood. Blackwood kicks it back out. Howell with it. And they're going to run offense. 3:41 to go. Blackwood in the front court. Hey, we got to play. And Coach West Long wants a timeout. Full timeout, 3:32 to go in the game. Vikings trailing 55-48. We'll take a minute break right after this on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. 3.5 to go in the game. Vikings trailing by 7. Leighton Sherman will throw it in over to Sawyer. Sawyer guarded by Mercer. Throws it back up top to Blackwood. Blackwood guarded by Lee. Going to hand it off. Swings it around. They're just going to go around the horn. Back cut. Leighton up for 2. Missed the layup. Rebounded by Paverhouse. Paverhouse bringing it down. He's going to drive. Going to stop. Kicks it out. Peters wants a 3. Bang! Big shot by the senior, and it's 55-51. Eagles with 3 minutes to go. Down to Sawyer. Sawyer driving. Kicks it back out. Blackwood's open for 3. And in and out. Rebound Peters. Peters to Mercer. 2:50 to go in the game. Mercer throws it down to Lee. Lee driving and gets bumped by number 4. Blackwood, his 3rd, and Lee to the line to shoot 2. Two shots coming for Lee. Try to make it at least a 2-score game, or at least a 2-point game, or at the least make it a 1-possession game. First shot, good. He's got 10. Makes it 55-52 Eagles with 2:44 to go. Lee gets it back. Second one, good as well. 55-53 Eagles, 2:43 to go. Ball swung back in the middle. Off to Holt. Holt. Ball's tipped. Stolen. Almost stolen. We're going to have a jump, and it'll stay here with the Eagles. Good job there by both teams going after it. Brody Lee, the freshman, diving after ball. Landon's in there on it. Colton was there around it. Good stuff. 2.5 to go. Vikings trailing by 2. Blackwood looking for Holt, but they'll throw it over to Leighton. Leighton guarded by Paverhouse across the timeline. He's looking for Blackwood. Gives it off to him. Back off to Holt. Holt off to Howell. Leighton with it. Thought about driving. Back to Howell. Howell driving. Kicks it out. Ball's tipped. Off to Blackwood. Ball's tipped. Stolen away. Warren with it. It was tipped. I couldn't tell who it was. I think it was Colton. Lee driving left. Ball up top, Warren. Warren back to Mercer. Mercer slowing it up. On the side for Peters. Peters hands it off to Mercer. Mercer, Paverhouse, 4-3, no good. Rebound Warren. Warren off to Peters. One dribble, pump up for 2, good. We're tied up. 55-55, 1:38 to go. Howell off to Sherman. Sawyer driving. And we got a timeout. Great job there by the Vikings not giving up on a 7-0 run. Peters off the bench with 5. It's a full timeout. We'll keep it here with 1:29 to go. Tied up at 55, 1:29 to go here in the ball game. Vikings on the defensive right now. Got to get a stop right here. No silly fouls, even though they still got one foul to give. Well, one to give, and then if they foul again, it'll be the 5th. That's what I mean by one foul. But yeah, you're right. 2 fouls, and then it'll be 2 shots. I wish we had somebody that will take a hit. Colton usually takes hits. Mercer can take a hit. Landon can take a hit, I've seen. Brody plays on the perimeter, so it's hard for him to take a hit. Need a turnover right here badly if you're the Vikings. Minute 29 to go. Vikings and Eagles tied up at 55. Blackwood throws it into Mabry. Mabry hands it off to Blackwood. Blackwood back up top Mabry. Mabry want to hand it off Sawyer. Sawyer Sherman with it. Pulls it out. Howe to Blackwood. Blackwood, he's been the man this second half. Back off Layton. Layton Sherman throws it up top to Howe. 1:09 to go. Sawyer Sherman guarded by Peters. Swings it over to Mabry. Under a minute to go. Hands it back off Blackwood. Blackwood guarded by Warren. Swings it up top to Layton. Layton stops off to Sawyer. Sawyer going to drive. Euro step. Blocked by Warren. Rebound by Lee. Here comes Lee. He slows up. Going to drive. Spins. Up for 2. Missed the layup. And a foul on Warren. That's only the team's 4th. With 36.6 to go. Ball's thrown into Blackwood. Over to Mabry. Mabry back to Blackwood. Blackwood back to Mabry. Mabry with it. Mabry off to Blackwood. Blackwood guarded by Peevahouse. 25 seconds to go. Blackwood getting hounded by Peevahouse. And a timeout by Coach Wes Long. Full timeout. They're going to call it a 30, not a full. So 20 seconds to go. Eagles have it. We're tied up 55-55 here in Linden. And a whale of a ball game. I think a lot of people had the Vikings written off after it got down to 7. But then they've come storming back and have tied it up, had 2 chances to get the lead, but nothing could fall. Right now they got to keep playing defense. Vikings and Eagles tied up at 55. Can the Vikings somehow get a stop here, or at least try to get it to make it go into overtime? Ball's thrown into Layton Sherman. Going to be guarded by Peevahouse. Still got to count. Going to drive to his left. Layton, 5 seconds. Going to drive. Stop, pull up jumper, no good. Rebound Mercer, and there we're going to go to the hat. We're going to go to overtime again. It wasn't going to count anyway. Going to the 4th, going to overtime again. Vikings and Eagles, why not? You're watching and listening on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County Basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the Town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Nobody's really in foul trouble. Warren and Haston both with 3 apiece. Kenner Haston. And Kenner's been on the bench a whole lot. Coach Kirk not happy with his playing tonight. We got it. We're staying on the same goal as we were at. Warren jumping. Vikings got to be ready here. Here's the jump, won by the Eagles. Bringing it down is Blackwood. Blackwood off to Mabry. Howe looking for a back cut, nothing there. Back up top, Mabry. Mabry to Blackwood. He's wide open for 3. In and out, rebound. Ball's on the ground. And a jump. And it'll go back to the Vikings. .340 to go. Vikings have a chance to get the lead right now. Got to have help. Lee into Mercer. Mercer guarded by Sawyer Sherman. Mercer going to go to his left. He didn't carry it because he didn't take another dribble. Paverhouse with it. Paverhouse looking for Mercer. Hands it off to him. Off to Peters. Nothing there. Off to Mercer. Mercer. I don't know how they let that go. Back up top to Paverhouse. And the fouls do carry over to the overtime. 3:10 to go. Paverhouse off to Mercer. Back up top, Paverhouse. It has gotten quiet in here. Everybody's into it. Warren. Guarded by Sawyer. Gonna hand it off Mercer. And Coach Kurt's got to call timeout. I don't know. Mercer just could not see Landon. He had a big mismatch in the paint. And unfortunately, didn't see it. And Coach Kirk was thinking, I got to call timeout because he was in trouble. But we'll keep it here, full timeout. We're tied up at 55 with 2:51 to go in the game. As it's getting late here in Linden on a cold, crisp night here in Linden. .251 to go. Vikings have it underneath their own basket. We're tied up at 55. Lee to throw it in. Lobs it into Mercer. And it's going to be out of bounds. Off of Sawyer Sherman. And Coach Kirk wants another timeout. I don't know why you call both of them right here. And it's another full. We'll keep it here. 2:49 to go in the game. Vikings and Eagles still tied up at 55 as it was when we went to overtime. Vikings got outscored. Vikings got outscored in that third quarter 22-9. And then the Vikings outscored them 14-9. And that's where we're at. Vikings need a stop, or we need to get a score on this end and somehow get another stop. You get it you get it at least a 2-point possession, you like your chances. But or a 2-possession game, but it's going to be it's a tough physical Eagles team. The Vikings have got to do a good job if they want to get a win here, but they've got a chance. Got to be able to make our shots when we're open and hopefully get some fouls along the way. A little bit different setup than I've seen before. Warren to throw it in. Throws it in the Lee. Ball's tipped and a foul. And that's going to be 2 shots. Big. If that's Blackwood, and it is, that's his 4th. So Brody Lee to the line to shoot 2. Kenner Haston will come in just a minute. First shot by Brody. Good. He's got 12 points. Peters out. Coach Kurt loves what his senior did here tonight. Kenner back in. 2:48 to go. Vikings lead by 1. Lee trying to make it 2 and does. 57-55 Vikings. 2:45 to go in the ball game. Blackwood with it. Swings it over to Sherman. Sawyer across the timeline. Lobs it down to Layton. Layton getting triple team. Throws it back up top. Sawyer Sherman guarded by Haston. 2.5 to go. Howell. Hand off to Layton. Layton driving middle. Up for 2 in the paint. No good. Box out. Ball's on the floor. Picked up by Warren. Great job there by Landon Warren. Peebahouse to Lee. Lee driving. Off to Mercer. Mercer to Peebahouse. And we're going to slow it up. Peebahouse off to Haston. 2:07 to go. Haston. Back to Mercer. Under 2 minutes to go. Lee. Going to hand it off to Haston. And Haston gets it stolen away by Sherman. He's going to stop. Pulls it out. 1:46 to go. Back to Sawyer Sherman. He's looking to drive. And he will. Throws it out. Back up top. Blackwood with it. 1:35. Vikings leading by 2. 57-55. Ball's tipped. Colton tried to sell it, but it was off of him. Had a good chance, but I mean, we got to have replay for that. 1:31 to go. Vikings leading by 2. Ball's thrown in. Back cut. Sherman up for 2. Fouled. And Mercer with his second foul. And Sawyer Sherman to the line to shoot 2. And at least the best he can do is tie it up. But, man, good defense up until then. Mercer just missed a block. Got a whole lot of arm, though. And Sawyer Sherman to the line to shoot 2. His first of 2 is good. He's lived at the line tonight. That's his 6th free throw make. He's got 16, looking for 17. In and out. Rebound Lee. Lee. Going to throw it down to Peebahouse. Peebahouse driving middle. Pumps. Up for 2. Good! Vikings lead by 3. 59-56. Sawyer Sherman with it. Swings it around. Howell to Layton. Layton thought about it. Back up top. And Coach Wes Long wants a timeout. Full timeout. 63 seconds to go. Perry County 59. Summertown 56. Back in a minute on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Vikings lead by 3. 63 seconds to go. Vikings 59, Summertown 56. Blackwood to throw it into Mabry. Mabry off to Sawyer. Sawyer driving middle. Pumps. Looking for Layton. Layton with it. Layton pulls it out. Under a minute to go. Ball swung over to Sawyer. Back cut. Mabry up for 2. Good. Ball's thrown into Lee. Lee bringing it down. Throws it up to Haston. Haston lost the ball. Picks it up. Off to Warren. Warren to Mercer. Mercer. And it's going to be a charge. Kurt trying to tell him, what are you doing? Pull it out. And that's Mercer's 3rd. .32 seconds. Vikings lead by 1. Ball's off in the middle. Howell and behind Mabry. Mabry trying to drive. Going to kick it out to Sawyer Sherman. 23 seconds. Coach Wes Long has what? 30 or a full? Full timeout. We'll keep it here. Coach Kurt trying to say, hey, that's just silly. I understand you want to keep playing, but on that, you just got to pull it out. 23 seconds to go. Vikings leading by 1. Got to be able to box out on a shot. And got to be able to get out to the three-point shooters. .23 seconds to go. Perry County 59, Summertown 58. Vikings have got to play good defense right here. Not let them get an open shot. Make it be a contested one. Blackwood looking to throw it in. He'll throw it into Sherman. Back to Blackwood. 20 seconds. Blackwood looking around. Off to Sawyer. Sawyer Sherman. 15 seconds. Over to Blackwood. Blackwood going around. 10 seconds. Blackwood. And another timeout by Coach Wes Long. I think all he's got are fulls. Nope, it's a 30. 7 seconds to go. Okay. Vikings have got to be ready to go here on defense. Got to be able to watch. As you see on your video screen, 59-58. Perry County with the lead with 7 seconds to go. Seems like always, especially when both teams are really good, Vikings and Eagles always come down to a shot, it seems like. Vikings have got to get a stop. Cannot give them an easy look. So number 23, Leighton Sherman to throw it in into Blackwood. Blackwood, 5 seconds. Blackwood, guarded by Lee. Still drive, 2 seconds. Wide open, Howell, good. Final score, Summertown 61, Vikings 59 in overtime. Great ball game all the way around. Lost it on a last-second shot. Nothing you can do on that one. That's just a good ball game. We'll take a breather. Be back with game stats and announcer after this on 101.3 WOPC.
Perry County basketball on WOPC is made possible by these valued community partners. NYX Incorporated, the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative, the member businesses of the Perry County Chamber of Commerce, Quality Building Supply, the Perry County Nursing Home, the Bank of Perry County, Mitchell Rhodes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent, the Perry County Medical Center, the town of Linden Natural Gas System, Brasher Accounting, Duncan's Ace Hardware and Duncan's Rental Center, and Duran's Health Mart Pharmacy. Support these leading local businesses and thank them for making this broadcast possible.
Welcome back, everybody. Final score, Summertown 61, your Vikings 59 here in Linden. Last second shot goes in by number 20, Graham Howe. He made 1 3 in the third and came right back there in the overtime period and won it on a last second shot, literally. Ball was in the air when the buzzer went off, and just great shot. Great outcome there by the Eagles. Vikings, nothing to hang their heads. They played really well. Maybe a couple of plays that didn't go their way, but overall, you got to be happy with it. But either way, final score here tonight, Summertown 61, your Vikings 59. The Vikings go to 2-1. The Eagles will go to 3-1. All right, for the excuse me, for the Summertown Eagles, we have 5 points apiece by Leighton Sherman and Landon Holt, 8 points for Andrew Mabry, 10 points for Graham Howe, who hit the game winner, 16 for Sawyer Sherman, 16 for Sawyer, and leading all scorers was 17, Ryder Blackwood, who had 15 within a matter of about 2.5 minutes. And that was the killer right there, that third quarter. Of course, Vikings had chances. They had the lead. Just unfortunately, there at the end, nothing you can do. That's just a good shot. And he was contested. Nothing you can do about it. Cooper Haston for the Vikings had 1 point. 5 points apiece for Kenner Haston and Eric Peters. 8 points for Jake Mercer. 11 points for Colton Beaverhouse. 13 for Brody Lee. And leading scorer was 16 was Mr. Landon Warren. Vikings outscored the Eagles 16-14 in the first, 16-10 in the second. But here come the Eagles. Came right back with a 22-9 third quarter. And then the Vikings won the fourth, 14-9. But then there at the overtime period, Vikings got beat 6-4 for a 61-59 loss. Well, that was a good one. And with the new, I think Gus finally got the new system broke in pretty good. We'll do it again on Friday night against another AA opponent as the Vikings and Lady Vikings take on the Lady Panthers and Panthers of Lewis County High School right here at 6 o'clock. We'll have the NYX pregame show starting at 5:45. Hope everybody enjoyed tonight. I know I did, and I know Gus did too. A lot of new things coming. We really appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight, as well as watching and listening all over wherever you are. For Gus Mathis, I'm Jay Henson. We say so long from historic Dave Rhodes Memorial Gym, and we say good night, stay warm, and we'll see you Friday night right here as you've been watching Lady Vikings and Vikings basketball on 101.3 WOPC.